Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's a sunny day here in Seattle. Weird.
Weird.
Yeah. We left the curtains open today because we're getting our vitamin D
Yeah.
dose.
Got to get it while we can.
Yeah. We're used to hiding in a little cave, a little dark cave.
Mm-hmm.
But we're bringing a little sunshine in since we're talking about weird weather. It's weird to have sunshine.
Speaking of weird weather, we got sunshine. Weird.
It's totally weird.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Right.
Yeah, it had just turned springtime. It went from winter to like springtime, and then it's going to be 90 degrees next weekend. Or this weekend. Like, what the fuck? It just very quickly is escalating.
Yeah, we kind of stopped having springtime. We go winter to summer real fast.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I like the in between
Yeah.
a little bit more.
I do too.
And
whatever.
it's going to
At least it's
be
not cold.
95 degrees on Mother's Day in Eugene, Oregon in May. It usually doesn't even get to the 90s. Well, I say usually, but it used to not get into the 90s even in like the dead of summer in Oregon. And now it's May,
Yeah.
mid-May, and it's going to be 95 degrees. So that's fun. Changing climate's fantastic. Loving it.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Sarah, yeah, the new camera's working for the time being, as long as it doesn't just shut off like it did last time.
yeah, last stream it just decided to shut off.
So
I don't know why.
hopefully this will stay on. I checked the timer. It shouldn't be going off.
Okay, well, our
Shouldn't.
fingers are crossed.
Battery's full.
We're gonna cross the fingers and hope that it
Crossing the fingers.
hope that it works. It was not a cheap camera, so please do its fucking job. God damn it.
Yeah. Hi, Princess. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Nice to see you.
princess. And Olex is here. Yeah.
Olex. You read 160 pages in 2 days to
Oh
your
my
girlfriend?
goodness.
What book are you reading that is that
Wow.
good? It's got to be a good book.
Wow, that's
It'd be hard for me to read
impressive.
that many pages to myself.
Yeah, holy shit. That's funny. Sarah, you were basking in the weather and the security person tried to kick you off because she didn't recognize you. Did you show her your badge? You're like,
Like,
badge.
hey.
Here's my badge.
Yeah.
That's
That's fun. That's fun.
Good times, good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a nice day. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful day. Dusty mowed lawn today.
Yep.
So he was outside in the elements.
Mowed some lawn.
Yeah, it was nice.
I prepped the lawn yesterday, and then today I started mowing. Mowing is a multiple day ordeal around here.
Yeah, we can't use a push mower, which would be more efficient. So he's got to weed whack all of
Yeah.
it, whacking all the weeds.
That'd be cool if we could use a push mower. Nope, just weed whacker. Got it. Just whacking all the weeds.
Oh, Olex is reading somebody that escaped Scientology.
Oh, gotcha.
Interesting. That is really interesting. Actually, we are going to be doing a Scientology episode at some point. We're going to be doing a series of cults, and that is on the list. We're going to cover that shit. So I'm sure you will have some good insight when that comes. Who is it? Somebody was saying that they were going to come on and talk about Scientology with us. Do you remember who it was? Somebody in the chat. Damn, I wish I could remember.
Nope. Don't remember.
We'll
Somebody
figure
did.
it out. Because I'd love to hear from
Was
somebody.
it Princess? Was it Princess?
No.
No.
Oh, I mean, in my mind, I thought I remembered it was somebody that was like in it and left, but
I don't know. I don't
don't
remember.
know if it was
We'll
Princess.
bring it up ahead of time and put a call for guests.
We need Scientologists, ex-Scientologists to come talk about it.
Scientology people.
Yes, we're gonna have some ex-Mormons coming in on that one too. My friend Meredith was very deep into the Mormon religion, and it's gonna be very interesting because she completely 180'd it the most. So she said she wanted to come on and talk about it. So that'll be cool. Whenever
That'll be
we do
super
that,
cool.
we're gonna have it, hear it from an actual ex-Mormon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Hi, Chad.
Hi, Chad. Hi.
Definitely don't talk about dicks. Oh, good. You come to the right place then, because that's the last thing we ever discuss is
Yeah,
dicks.
we're squares. It's kind of
About
rectangular, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Rounded corner rectangles.
Oh, okay. So Oleg said he didn't just escape it; he was there in the Sea Org. Is it Seattle organization? I don't know, head office of special affairs, worked with both LRH and David Miscavige. Probably not saying that right. And he has a lot to share. It was integral to getting Tom Cruise. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
bet
cool.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Good one.
Huh.
Nice.
Well, I'm into it. That's pretty great. Wow, I cannot believe that you read 160 pages in 2 days. That's really impressive. Must be into it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Or a speed reader. It's like the Micro Machines guy.
Oh, yeah. The Micro Machines guy. I totally remember that shit. That's so funny. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's cool. So, we're going to talk about some weird shit today. We like weird stuff. Do you guys like weird stuff?
We like weird things.
I would hope so. You're here on Inspired by Mystery Podcast hanging out with us.
Yeah, if you don't like weird dicks, then you're in the wrong place.
True story.
That's all we talk about.
Except for today.
Oh, yeah, except for today.
Except for today, we're going to talk about weird weather phenomenon. And talk about the weird shit that happens on this planet Earth. Now, there's a lot of regular things that are weird that happen anyway. And with the change in climate, shit's getting like extra weird, as we all know, because we all have eyeballs and we're observing it, and we talk about it all the time on here. But we're going to talk about some of the more rare or misunderstood things that are just kind of throwing people off when these things happen. And we're going to learn a little bit of science about how these things work.
Cool.
Now, I specifically chose to not go into more detail about unique cloud formations, because I'm sure people are going to bring up certain clouds at points of this conversation, but I'm going to do an entire episode coming up in the nearish future where I'm going to be talking about all different cloud types, and we're going to be talking about rare cloud types and specific atmospheric phenomenon as well. So we're more talking about weather phenomenons today than we're going to be talking about like atmospheric things in that sense. So we're gonna do all the clouds, but not today, which is gonna. It's hard because I wanted to cover. There's certain clouds I wanted to talk about that do certain things, and then certain, 22-degree halos and all of that kind of stuff. But I was like, no, stop trying to do everything. I can't do everything. So we're not doing everything.
Not doing it all. Okay.
No,
We'll save that for the cloud class.
Yes, we're gonna have a cloud class coming up. So I'm really excited about that.
Clouds 101.
You're so funny. You need to be there for clouds and shit. You're here. I love it.
Here you are. Ta-da.
Are you super into clouds? Are you like cloud
She was stoked about
lover?
the weather. Talking some weather.
I love that you're excited about weather. I like weather too. It's so
weather.
interesting. It's so cool. It's so cool. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the subject matters that we're covering. It makes me really, 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 really happy. But if you specifically want to be here for clouds, I mean, we could work that out. But yeah, so where does one start with this one? I will say that there is a lot of interesting phenomena surrounding thunderstorms and different kinds of cells, and that, like, some bizarre stuff.
Okay.
So the majority of our show today, it's going to be thunderstorm related things, bizarre lightning things, weird rains. So a lot of it is going to be based around that. But then there's some other weird shit that's just going to throw you off. And you're going to be like,
Little rain, big old fat rain. Sideways rain. Some rain seem to come from up above.
oh, that's awesome.
From underneath.
Sarah says that this subject matter in particular is her favorite, and she's a super weather nerd.
Ah, okay.
And you know so much about all the things. I love that.
Sweet.
Okay.
Glad you're
Fan-fucking-tastic.
stoked.
Great. And is it specific to, like, meteorology, or is it like cloud formations and stuff like that? Let me know. Let me fucking know, because I love that. I mean, if it's all of it, that's even fucking better. So feel free to add if you have anything that you want to add on today's show. If there's something specific where you're like, oh my god, do you know about this or whatever, like, pop it out there. So we're gonna be talking about some weird shit. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're excited.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So with the severe weather and tornadoes and stuff. I love that stuff. We watched so many videos of that, and we actually have that on our list for an episode in the future. Is extreme weather.
Extreme weather.
So this is like bizarre and weird weather. Some of it is extreme, yes, but we are going to do one where we're like covering more specifically extreme weather situations. So if you would want to be here as our couch guest for that one, we can totally do that together. That'd be great.
True.
I'm into it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, OLX, the cloud seeding. That's super interesting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, I've seen that. It's crazy. Okay, let's do that. I will make sure that you are here for extreme weather situations.
Deal.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. But now we're just going to talk about some weird ass shit right now. Which, I mean, some people might know of all of these things. Some people might have heard of a few of them. I don't know. So either way, I might just be reiterating shit you guys already know, but we're going to have fun doing it.
Okay.
Aha. So.
My allergies are all itchy from mowing the lawn. I took allergy meds trying to cut that back.
That was smart, actually, to take allergy meds beforehand.
Really
Would you
did.
take half of a Benadryl or something? Or
No, I did the little nasal spray.
okay,
Just took my antihistamine.
okay, but it's still itchy.
Still a little itchy, but not as much as it would have been.
Well, it's good you took a shower too, washed all of it off, so you're not just sitting with all of it.
Yeah,
stuff
that
on
was
you.
another reason I did that.
Are you gonna cover the Jewish space laser? Obviously. How can you have weird weather without the Jewish space laser?
That's gonna be a whole episode.
So funny, dude.
Jews
So
and their
funny.
space lasers.
It's so fucking funny. Yeah, that would actually be a really interesting thing too to add in is do like the weather modification.
Mm-hmm.
Do an episode about weather modification, HARP, and all of that kind of stuff. Put it on the list.
Yep.
Put it on the list. I like that we have a list. It's great.
Yeah, put it on the list.
It is good. So let's see. There's some videos with some of the top weirdest things. So we can maybe do that and then go into a little bit more detail about it. Do we want to do that?
That sounds good.
Okay. We can do that. All right, let me see real quick. This is just an article. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I love weather. Okay. Oh, there's something else I forgot to throw in. Okay, so
Oh no.
this video, it is separated into different little segments.
48 parts.
There's
Okay.
a bunch of parts, but we're not going to do the clouds because we're going to do the clouds later. So we're gonna go through and do the little segments, and we're going to skip past the clouds, which sucks because I love clouds so much, but I don't want to blow the cloud load
Okay.
right now because we can do an entire episode on clouds.
Okay.
So let's see. So we are going to show some bizarre things right now. Let me figure out where to start here. And some of them we will end up going into more detail about them. So if it just gives you like 2 minutes, don't worry, because we will go into more detail. So let's talk about some of the strangest weather phenomenons out there. Let's check it out.
Okay.
The
I'm
weather
ready.
will get more and more extreme in the future. But even today, there are absolutely crazy weather events that will amaze you. Some of them are quite rare, so that you are really lucky if you see one of them with your own eyes. Let's get started with the fire devil. A fire devil cannot arise just like that, because two things have to happen at the same time.
Fire
a
and
fire
devils.
and an air vortex.
Oh.
Dust devils are similar to tiny
50% right.
tornadoes and appear when a bubble of hot air rises from the
Plain
ground and combines with intense
Hooray, it's
wind
plain toast.
conditions, which causes a
Yay.
whirling effect.
Thanks for
When such an
resubbing.
air turbulence occurs during a fire,
happy you're
a
here.
fire devil is formed. Because the flow velocity is very high, it is constantly supplied with new oxygen. That's why the fire gets very intense, and the whole phenomenon looks pretty impressive.
It's so
Fog
freaking cool,
tsunami.
dude.
Yeah.
From a distance, it seems like a giant monster wave
This
is
is
rolling
super
towards
weird,
the
doesn't
city. But luckily, it's just fog. These fog waves are formed during the ascent of the moist sea air. When the sea wind
ascent of the
pushes onto
moist.
the land, the skyscrapers force the wet air to rise up. With cool temperatures at high altitude, the water condenses into mist because cold air cannot hold moisture. Tornadic waterspout. This is a tornado that doesn't occur on land, but on water. It usually has a diameter of up to 100 meters and arises as a
Jayma.
tubular structure from
Oh,
a
hi, Jayma.
thundercloud. Due to the enormous
Welcome in.
wind speed of up to 100 meters per second, which is the equivalent of 360 kilometers per hour, the water is sucked in and then partially pulled up. The phenomenon is very impressive, as it even manages to pull turtles and fish up into the air.
What? Run
Morning
away,
glory clouds. This is a seemingly
Oh,
rolling
hold on,
cloud that
hold
is
on.
Whoa, whoa.
No, we're not
whoa.
talking about
Don't
clouds.
look. Everyone
We're not
close
talking
your
about
eyes.
clouds. We're not doing it. I want to so bad, but we're not doing it. We can't do it.
No cloud section. Okay.
This is an extremely rare but surprisingly dangerous phenomenon that can occur in particularly
fucking
cold
weird.
regions located on the sea. For example, in Canada, the frozen tidal waves advance
I've
40
seen
meters per
that.
hour.
So
It looks like
fucking
a time lapse in the video, but
Trippy.
this is real time. These ice masses spare nothing. They've already destroyed whole buildings and even a complete township, which had to be cleared with heavy machines after the
Yeah.
spectacle was over. Lenticular clouds. These are round or oval
Hold
clouds,
on.
which make
Clouds.
no.
Stop with the clouds. Oh yeah, harp. Yeah, we'll definitely cover harp
yeah.
stuff.
We know
when,
about some harpness.
Yeah. For sure. I'll definitely check out what you sent.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
but yeah, we are definitely familiar with that. So if we do a weather modification episode, we can definitely cover that shit. Okay, this is some crazy shit. We're gonna go in a little more detail about this too. The Catatumbo lightning. It's the most active lightning region on the entire planet.
This is a truly extraordinary weather phenomenon. The spectacle can be watched up to 160 nights per year. It takes place near the mouth of the Rio Catatumbo in Venezuela. On Lake Maracaibo, extreme thunderstorms occur with great regularity. According to one theory, the frequency of thunderstorms is related to the leakage of methane gas in the swamps and bogs near the lake. However, this is considered unlikely. It is much more likely that there are meteorological conditions in the area that simply favor these night thunderstorms. Whatever the
Damn, look
reason,
at that
the
go.
weather phenomenon is certainly one of the most spectacular in the world. Fire rainbow. At first glance, this
No.
phenomenon looks
Clouds.
Oh, these people in their
Fucking
clouds.
killing me. But there are good things in here that are not clouds right now.
Anyone who has ever built a snowman should know the basic
Snow donut.
principle. The most important thing is wet, fresh snow. Below it, there must be something on which the snow doesn't get stuck, such as ice or powder snow.
What?
And then the wind can roll the snow above as if by magic. Since the inside of this roll is very loose, under the right conditions, the wind can simply blow in a hole. And what you get is a beautiful snow donut.
So cool.
Hair ice. This rare phenomenon is still poorly understood. Under suitable conditions, these strange ice formations, which comprise of fine ice needles, can be found on rotten wood. The cause for this are winter-active mushrooms in the wood, whose mycelium produces gases that bring the slightly supercold water present in the wood to the surface. There it freezes and is pushed further and further by the water welling up from behind. However, this is only possible if the temperatures are just below the freezing point, so that ice can form, but the
talk more
water
about
inside the
those too.
wood isn't already frozen. Bleeding glacier. What you see here
Oh,
are the
no.
so-called blood falls, a truly unique phenomenon.
That I've
It
never
looks
heard
like
of.
the Taylor Glacier is bleeding, and the
It is.
blood is flowing into the water.
'Cause the Earth
The
is
reason for
sand.
the unusual color spectacle is the high iron content of the water. As soon as it reaches the outside air, the dissolved iron oxidizes and turns the ground brown red. The source of the water is a lake of unknown size located 400 meters below the ice and several kilometers from the point of exit. Since the water of the lake has been enriched with salt over time, it doesn't freeze. Small cracks in the ice allow the salt water and iron mixture to escape and oxidize. Dirty thunderstorm.
Trippy.
A volcanic eruption can not only be seen from many kilometers away, but it can also be felt. The air crackles and your hair rises, as if during a thunderstorm. If you're a careful observer, you can also see lightning in the enormous ash
We're gonna talk
clouds.
more about that,
This
too.
impressive
Yeah.
spectacle is created in 3 phases. At the beginning of the eruption, small flashes can be seen on the crater.
That
At the
was
moment
really
when the
funny,
ashes are
though.
thrown into the air with force, even more flashes occur. The tiny particles of rock shoot past each other at 100 meters per second and become electrostatically charged. They rub against each other, separating the positive from the negative charges. If predominantly particles with a positive charge float upwards and there are negatively charged particles underneath, a voltage of several hundred million volts is created. If the electric voltage becomes too much, it suddenly releases, and you can witness a lightning flash. The finer the ash, the more flashes occur. Sometimes the flashes are not only triggered by the ash, but also by ice crystals floating in the air. There you have it. Those were some of the most
How do ice
magical weather
crystals do it?
phenomena that exist on Earth.
Why do
Which
they
one of them
cause
impressed you the
lightning?
most? Please let me know
We're
in the
gonna
comments
learn about
below.
that.
Oh,
Personally, I think the
okay.
Catatumbo lightning is extremely interesting, and I'd love to see it in real life one day. I'm sure it must be a great sight.
Yeah.
Take care, and
It's
until next time,
extremely
bye.
hard to get to. Oh my goodness.
Is it?
Yes, it's pretty remote. You have to take a boat for like a 3-hour boat ride, like through this like jungly, remote areas to get to the region where the basin is,
Okay.
where all that happens. It's in a very specific basin area, which is why it makes all the weather like this. But
Yeah.
it's not easy to get to.
Oh.
You can get to it, but you have to really work for it. It's not all willy nilly. You're not just like, oh, weird. Look, I just stumbled upon all this crazy shit.
Shit. That's good. Jumping ass flash full of gas.
That was good.
That's
That was pretty good. Okay. Okay, very, very, very cool. So, we got like a little taste of some of the things that are coming right now.
Yeah,
So-
that was good.
That was good,
Little
right?
taster.
I liked it.
Okay.
So,
Weather taster.
weather taster. So first, what we're going to talk about is thunderstorm downbursts. Microbursts, macrobursts are both versions of extreme downbursts.
Okay.
Obviously, microburst is smaller in size, 2.5 kilometers or less, and then a microburst is going to spread out through a longer area. Do you know what a micro or a downburst is?
Nope.
We're going to learn.
Okay.
We're going to learn about
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
downbursts. Okay, it's intense.
Okay.
So, and this is something that it's not like the most rare thing on the planet, but it's not something that you see very often because very specific conditions have to align for this to happen, and they have the potential to be extremely destructive
Okay.
depending on how it releases its energy. So this super cool Weather 101 guy, he's going to tell us about the science about them. And then we're going to watch some of them happening. And
Okay.
It's going to blow your mind.
I'm ready. My mind is ready.
Okay.
Now, with the area's most accurate forecast, Storm Tracker 59.
Yeah, science rules.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for clicking on to another segment of Weather 101. I'm meteorologist Mike Slifer, and today we're going to be talking about downbursts. So, to set the stage for this, what we need is a mature thunderstorm, and at this point, we are going to assume that we've
Yes,
already
sir, right?
made that thunderstorm fire
I'm
off.
saying
We've
it.
got a mature thunderstorm ready to go,
I think we're
and
just
you'll
old
notice
at
that
this
we are dealing with warm air being pulled in from the updraft. So you've got your strong thunderstorm, strong updraft, but what ends up happening is we actually see the updraft weaken. And that allows for some cooler air to build into the middle of the storm. And there's some other processes that can cause that air to cool down. And what ends up ultimately happening is after that updraft starts to weaken, that cooler, denser air fills into the middle of the storm, that rushes out toward the ground. Now, once it hits the ground, it has to do something. It can't go into the ground, so it spreads out. And that's
Whoa,
how you end
whoa,
up
what?
with your downburst. That's where you get your strong wind from. There's a couple other terms that people may use to describe a downburst. Sometimes we hear microburst or macroburst. And the difference between a microburst and a macroburst simply has to do with size. They are both downbursts. Now, if the downburst is 2.5 miles or less, that is a microburst. But if it's over that, it becomes a macroburst. And the interesting thing about these is that when you get downbursts like this, not only can you see some pretty damaging wind gusts, sometimes you can see things that look almost like tornado damage underneath downdrafts, but can also affect things like flights. Check this out. Here's
I
an
don't like
animation
this
of a plane
animation at
flying
all.
through a downburst. So that can cause a strong tailwind and can also sometimes lead to abrupt altitude changes. So very
No me
interesting how
gusta.
these downbursts can
Kelly.
have an effect
Hello.
not only
Hi,
on damage
Kelly.
and things like that, but also
Welcome.
on planes and
So
other
scary,
things
that
in the
plane
sky.
almost
So
hits the
very
ground.
interesting
I
to
don't like
see something that we can see here sometimes if we can get those strong enough storms to form. So thanks for clicking on to another segment of
showing
Weather
it.
101.
Stop
We'll
showing
have
it.
more in just a couple of weeks.
So how crazy is that? It just dumps the entirety of the cloud pretty much at the ground in 1 fucking second.
Wow.
Just ba-boom.
Yeah, it just falls like a. It's like there's a hole in the atmosphere
Yeah.
that it just falls through.
It
yeah.
just gets so heavy and that
Yeah.
rising air isn't keeping it up and it just shoots the fuck down.
Yeah.
But some of the images of this happening, it's craziness to see what it can do. I've never been in one. I've had it start raining really fast. I mean, I'm from Florida. It kind of comes and goes really fast. But to my understanding, I don't think I've ever been in anything of that nature. This message is brought to you by American Airlines. No.
Yeah, Sarah, it was close, right? That plane almost crashed multiple
Yeah,
times.
I know. It was really bad.
Every time it went through it, it almost crashed.
And yeah, Olex, it sucks because they're hard to predict. You can change on a dime like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, like, it's not good. It's not good. It's scurry. Okay, so let's look at from afar. There's a couple different videos. Let's check this one out. Dude.
It does just dump all the water.
Yeah, dude. That's insane.
That's so cool.
Shockwave hits and everything gets windy.
Yeah.
But they're in a pretty reasonable.
Yeah, they seem like they were in a
Position.
decent spot.
They were definitely lucky for that.
Right, Jama? It's like a waterfall from the sky.
It yeah, it totally is, dude. It totally fucking is. But let's watch this time lapse real quick too. What? It's fucking
Yeah,
hardcore.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's like the cloud just opens up and just all the water just at the same time. Cool.
Dude.
I wonder how fast it happens. Like, are these are sped up, right? Like, that's not real time.
I assume so. I can't say with certainty.
If you click show more down there, does it tell us more details? Under this little thing? No, doesn't.
It-
It didn't give us anything. It showed us nothing.
That's not real time. No, that's time lapse for sure.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's time lapse. So okay, so that's some crazy shit. But let's see what it looks like from the inside.
Okay. Scary.
Oh, hold on. It's a fucking sideways one. Hold on.
Oh, who did that? Come on.
God damn it. Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me readjust my fucking thing. I can't readjust it. Okay, so that is substantially better.
Yeah, okay.
Damn, it keeps slinking down. Okay, that's up as far as it'll go. Alright, you get the fucking point though. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Just a light breeze. Just a little breeze.
Just a little breeze.
Dude.
Fast. That makes me think of some of those videos were not sped up.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That comes on real quick. Oh, there's lightning back there.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see the lightning at first, but I did see it that time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is super intense.
Yeah, that's real intense.
I was trying to scroll forward, but it's not letting me. God damn it.
Sarah,
it's
I'm
real
with you. I
something.
thought that looked really cool. It looked fun. Alright, I'm in.
It does, but man, some of the destruction that has been caused from this, like they were saying, that like looks like tornadoes sometimes.
Yeah,
That wind
it's-
hits so fucking hard. If it's a really strong, powerful one, it's just knocking shit over. Trees are falling apart. Buildings are getting ripped up. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, those trees back there. They
They're
go from
struggling.
doing good to holding on for dear life again.
It's cool that this dude is-
Yeah, it's cool they're
Videoing
filming. Is there no one back there going, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, oh, look at this storm over here. Ah!
It's fucking crazy, right?
yeah, that's crazy.
That is some crazy shit. So I thought that was really neat learning about downbursts and what they can do. Let's look at, I'm going to Google some downburst damage.
Cool. Thanks, Olex. We'll have to check them out after the stream. But that's awesome. We'll definitely check them out.
Okay, let's see about this.
I want to show you some video just into our newsroom. This is from Manatee County. You can see the damage after storms rolled through. Crews are out right now assessing all of that. This is from the Swan Lake Village, Chateau Village community. You can see paneling was ripped off there. Their trash cans, patio furniture scattered. The National Weather Service says a downburst induced a brief rotation in the storms that appears to have been strong enough to have possibly caused a brief land spout. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist
There's
Bobby
a lot
Deskin.
to it.
That was a lot of technical terms, so break this down for us,
So
please. That looks
bottom
bad.
line is there was high wind damage to both of those communities, and those people who live there don't care what you call it, but it was wind damage, right? It's being classified at this point as thunderstorm wind damage. Here's what happened. Let's go back. This happened at about 2:20 this afternoon. This is the area that happened. You can see in the Bradenton area, South Bradenton towards Bayshore Gardens. That was the
broken.
storm. As the storm got bigger, it got intense, and then winds fell out of that storm, and that's what caused it. So here's the area just south of 53rd Avenue. There's where the initial debris was, right? That's the Swan Lake Village. That is showing us some rotation. Looking at the radar, it almost looks like it started to spin first, but then watch, I'll put this into motion. You'll see it start here, and you see it drift to the north. When it gets up here, it's almost all green. So we ended up with two areas of damage. You had the first one right here, the Swan Lake Village area. Then you had the Chateau Lane area, which is this road right in here. If you look at this image here, and the green color is showing you motion in the
Wind
wind.
damage. We're calling it
To
wind
me,
damage.
that
Was it?
shows
Was it
just
wind?
straight line wind. But it looks like it was rotating a little bit here before it did the damage here. Like I said, either way, it doesn't really matter. They've got quite a bit of damage to clean up there. It is quiet now. They're left over with some sprinkles.
Some people have
Other than
nervous
that, things
laughter.
will be
It's very
calm. Now,
bizarre.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre to me. Okay, yeah, so I was kind of wanting to see a little bit more of the actual fucking, like, aftermath. Let's look at some images of some aftermath, dude. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh yeah, Princess. The weather in Florida is a big topic. It's
'Cause
just
it's
so
fucking
crazy. It's
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy weather, man. I'm always just tripped out about the skinny little bands of thunderstorms that come through, where it's just like it's nice and sunny, and then it's a thunderstorm for 4.5 seconds, and then it's nice and sunny again, and like driving on the highways out there, like. You have to put your windshield wipers on high, and then you turn them off because it's sunny, and then you put them on high again, and then you turn them off
Yep.
because it's sunny. And like,
very annoying.
make up your mind whether are you raining, are you not raining? But yeah, just the little
This
stripes
illustration
of
here.
thunderstorms. Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah, it's a cool visualization of this
yeah.
for sure.
There's a plane just going straight at it. Turn, plane, turn.
So
Don't
it's just
do it.
showing like tornado winds versus the straight line winds from the microburst that are just straight the fuck out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fairly intense. Oh, here we go. You can just see it all. I want to see it.
Yeah.
That would be really cool to see that. Oh my goodness. Whoa, look at that. Damn.
Well, it looks like a butt.
It certainly does. Wow. Well, that looks like a giant mushroom cloud. That's spooky as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Somebody caught it going down? No way. They caught it before it hit the ground.
Oh, cool.
What?
That was a gift. That's awesome.
Wow.
Good job.
Neat. Oh, yeah, here's another. Here. Whoa. Very cool to visualize it in that way, in motion like that. I mean, that was like just a split fucking second. Oh, that looks
Yeah.
good too right there. You can
Yeah.
see it as it's fucking smooshing out right there. Wow. No fucking way. So that's some weird weather right there. That's some weird ass. If I saw that shit, freak
Yeah.
out. It does look like a giant testicle dropping. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
These clouds are just, their balls are dropping. That's all it is.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So there we go. We got
Okay.
downbursts.
Downbursts.
They'll get ya.
Yeah, I've always heard of them, but I've never, especially never seen them like that. I'm thinking in Texas, I've probably experienced a couple, but probably just didn't know.
Way bug. Hi, in the villages, I thought it was just STDs I needed to look out for, but now you're telling me weather as well.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that too.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get you, but the thing is, nobody knows when it's coming.
Clouds will be dropping their balls on you left and right.
Look at shit. How the hell do I mod in this shit? Everybody is in the green.
Yep.
We're talking about balls
we're all
dropping
green
and
so
dicks
far.
all the time. It's good. As long as nobody's being a dick, we're fucking good.
Yeah.
Dicks for days.
Yeah. We talk about dicks, but no one's allowed to be a dick.
Totally. Totally. Hi, H Money.
Hi, H-Money.
I'm glad that
Hello.
you're here. Yep, Thor is teabagging us. See, isn't this your favorite? Don't you have so much fun, Chid, with all this fucking shenanigans right now? Some other channels, I get it. They're trying to keep it, all age friendly. I say, fuck the kids. We're talking about
Yeah.
dicks and balls.
We
Left
put
and
the
right.
we put the disclaimer on our
We did.
channel that said
So
not for kids.
it makes it, more fun to be able to be free. And we have such
R-rated.
sarcastic fuckers. I love that all of you guys that frequent this with us are dirty-minded, sarcastic fuckheads, just like the rest of us. I love it. It's great. Love it. Okay. So.
They are gross.
So funny.
That's true.
All right, so what else happens in thunderstorms?
I don't know, man.
Lightning.
Lightning does. That's
Lightning
true.
does happen.
Well, that's how the thunder got there, I guess.
It's true.
Turns out.
It's true. So we got some big supercells, and lightning usually as a result. Why is that? We're going to learn about that. We're also going to learn about the many different kinds of lightning that there are, because there is not just cloud to ground lightning. There is also ground to cloud lightning. There is also lightning that is completely contained within the clouds and doesn't strike the ground at all. There is also some other crazy electrical discharges that happen above the clouds, which we're going to talk about, which is like the coolest shit ever. So,
And there's the meet in the middle lightning.
yes. Well, they're all meet in the middle lightning, whether it's from the ground to cloud or cloud to ground or ground to cloud.
They all meet in the middle. Well, how is it cloud to ground if it meets in the middle?
Well, it's shooting down. It's discharging from the cloud into the ground, but it basically finds a point to connect with in the ground where it's able to discharge. We're going to learn about it. We're going to learn all about it.
Okay.
So this one is going to talk to us about some weird
Lightning
different
strikes
kinds
from
of
storm
storms.
clouds down to the ground. It also strikes up into storms and also out into thin air. Sometimes isolated sparks shoot up out of the ground. Lightning channels sometimes sail in strong wind and take bizarre, unlikely paths through the sky. This video is about the weird behavior of strange lightning.
Strange lightning.
Strange lightning.
Ooh.
Most of us have seen epic lightning bolts branching from the cloud down to the ground, but have you ever seen lightning bolts branching up? Upward moving lightning, or ground to cloud lightning, often has a strange, smooth, and fluid channel. This type of lightning was extremely rare prior to the Industrial Revolution and is said to have only occurred from mountain peaks. Tall man-made structures help trigger this discharge, and increasing skyscrapers and radio antennas are making this brilliant phenomenon more common. Most lightning discharges occur only in the clouds, never striking the earth. This is called intra-cloud lightning. But sometimes it leaps out into the naked air, and so this phenomenon is called cloud-to-air lightning. During a lightning storm, it's a good idea not to be the tallest thing standing around, but that doesn't mean you're safe if you're the shortest. Lightning seems to have a physics-defying mind of its own and often takes unlikely, erratic paths before striking a random target.
My lightning went in the circle.
Milliseconds before a typical lightning strike, a stepped leader advances from the cloud to the ground. Before reaching the ground, a charged ionic channel called an upward streamer reaches up to meet the leader. When they connect, a massive electrostatic discharge flashes. This particular strike surged through the tree and exploded out the base of the trunk, where it then traveled into a house, frying all sorts of electrical equipment before bursting out the water main on the other side of the house. During some strikes, multiple upward streamers spark up and only one makes a connection. In rare photographs, you can see these lonely upward streamers failing to make a
The little
connection.
eggplant fell at the perfect time on that one. That was good, Chip.
After a strike, the main lightning channel begins to cool and sometimes decays into glowing fragments. This string of dots is called bead lightning or chain lightning. Sometimes lightning photographs have parallel successive flashes or strokes offset from each other. This is called ribbon lightning and occurs when strong winds actually blow the flashing channel through the camera frame. Here's some video of lightning actually sailing in strong wind. We've all
weird, it
seen
does
lightning
move.
flicker,
Yeah.
but we generally don't see all the flashes or strokes because they happen too fast for the eye to see.
go back?
Some lightning strikes are said to flash up to 30 times. When you slow video down, you can detect more of the flashes, but this video was shot at 30 frames per second, and lightning can hide several strokes inside one of those frames. 480 frames per second will give a more accurate stroke count, but again, it is possible to have several strokes inside one of those frames. The best way to get an accurate stroke count is on one still frame, and for the best results, make sure you take your lens cap off. On a dark, stormy night, open your shutter
That does help.
and pan your camera back and forth like this. If lightning strikes during one of your pans, you'll have recorded and separated the individual strokes.
Cool.
Notice
That
the
is so
primary
cool, right?
flash is the
That's
only one
good.
with branches. Perhaps the most mysterious form of lightning is ball lightning, which is said to be a luminous orb that can penetrate walls.
He said Paul.
Despite the trillions of selfies that are shot around the globe every second, there is no solid photographic proof of ball lightning. In fact, its entire existence is based solely off of reported public sightings. I scoured the internet and I was only able to find one plausible photograph of ball lightning. Thanks for watching, friends. Till next time, happy trails.
I actually just saw a video of ball lightning a day or two ago that I was skeptical as to whether or not it was a real video, but it totally was this orb. This lightning came down and then it condensed up and it made this glowy thing, but then it swam around and it kind of morphed around and did some things, but I wasn't sure if it was real or not. They
Well-
said it was, but it looked so fucking weird that I was like, no way.
Well, we should talk about ball lightning then.
Okay.
This is really strange. This video, it's not explaining anything about it. It's showing some really bizarre images that may or may not be ball lightning.
Okay.
It's very strange. It is so misunderstood, and I wish that people understood it more, because honestly, it's what a lot of people see as unidentified aerial phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
This shit looks like fucking aliens. So is it actually ball lightning, or is it some visitation? I don't know.
Okay.
Is it a little bit of column A? Is it a little bit of column B? Definitely looks similar to the Marfa lights.
Okay.
It's super weird.
Okay.
So let's check it out. Nobody knows. We can speculate all we want, but nobody actually knows. But it's been observed over many centuries,
Yeah.
and
It's like it's got to be real because people are seeing it and have for a long time.
something. But is it actually lightning? Because they last for a really long time. So it's, lightning normally, it's a discharge, boom, it lights up, it just sends the energy off, and then it's done super fast. These are not fast. They move around independently, glow for a while, then disappear. I don't know. I maybe it is atmospheric phenomena. Maybe it's fucking aliens, dude. I don't know. You be the judge. Let's talk about ball lightning.
Yeah.
Hello,
well,
my dear
that's
friends.
true.
In Ball Lightning 3, I'll show you a really amazing video. I'm sure, after watching, you will remain pleased. Now make yourself comfortable, and let's enjoy watching
I love this
together.
accent. It's so cute. I'm not sure. There is a lot of stuff that we do not understand yet. No need for crazy speculation, but I don't know. I'm looking at all the options. It's some alien shit, potentially. And some of it looks more atmospheric, and some of it looks more piloted. I guess you would say.
Yeah, more like an object or something. Yeah, that's what the video I saw the other day was kind of doing. Like, it was like moving around, but it was like swimming and morphing. What?
Steve! Steve votes ghost.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, man, it's all aliens, everything.
Yeah, all of it's aliens.
I don't know. I can't fucking say. But some of it lasts a long time. Like, is it really lightning? Like, I don't know. Lightning is a discharge, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say.
Yeah. But yeah, I do agree with Olix about like the fluid physics and like plasma. Like, there's things that we don't understand yet. So it definitely could be. But yeah, is it lightning? Like,
Watch
is
this one.
Oh, what?
What the fuck was that shit? Changing directions.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back into that one. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's trippy. But it does come out of that lightning. There's like a lightning strike and it comes out of that. Yeah, it's like it got thrown up out of that bolt.
Why does it change directions? What the fuck is that?
I mean, lightning follows those weird ass paths. Like, if it is some kind of electromagnetic something or just electric something, it's probably just following whatever easiest path. But that's trippy.
Bird's on fire.
What do you mean, as far as you can tell, ball lightning is nonsense? I mean, there's these weird things on. Look at these videos. Like, or I don't know.
People have been observing it for hundreds of years. What it is,
Yeah,
we don't know, but
Yeah, we might not know
Something's
what
going
it
on.
is, but it's something. And there are enough accounts of people seeing weird shit like this that, you know, like she said, a lot of people just go straight to it's aliens, but, you know, it can't all be aliens. It's not everything is aliens.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is. I don't fucking know. Something. is
Yeah,
happening.
people have been talking about it and reporting it forever. Oh, there was an alien that flew by. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Why we gotta put all the things up there?
Always with the
And you
things.
can't even get rid of them. There's not even a way to remove them.
And at this point, that's all, my friends. If you like my content, click your like, share your opinions below, and subscribe to my channel.
Share your
Bye-bye.
penis below? Share your penis below.
It's weird, right? It's super weird.
Yeah.
What is that stuff? What is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's real weird. I don't know what it would be. I think, I think it's definitely something natural, but you know, is it lightning? Is it some kind of electric something like that? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's check this one out too and see what it has to say.
Thanks to
This is
Mel
the longer one.
Science
It's
for
gonna show us
sponsoring today's
some
video.
ball lightning.
In recent years, researchers have documented a number of weird atmospheric phenomena on Earth that were previously unproven or even unknown. There are transient luminous events like red sprites, blue jets, gigantic jets, and elves.
Which we're going to talk
There are
more about.
noctilucent clouds, and rarely seen variants of familiar phenomena like green lightning and red auroras. These are just a few of the incredible occurrences we've been able to observe and verify. Yet, despite amazing advances in our technology and research capabilities, there are still phenomena that are almost completely outside our ability to prove them. Of these, none is stranger and more terrifying than ball lightning, an alleged electrical occurrence so mind-boggling that it sounds, well, made up. Ball lightning has been reported so many times and received so much scientific scrutiny that it occupies an unusual place between science and folklore. But, unlike most myths, ball lightning has a mounting body of evidence that suggests we should not only take its existence seriously, but we might already have proof that it does. So, what is ball lightning? How are scientists attempting to reproduce it in laboratories?
That's a good question.
And if it is a real phenomenon, as many experts believe, why is it so difficult to prove? I'm Alex McColgan, and you're watching Astrum. Join me today as we look at the fascinating history of ball lightning encounters,
So cool.
examine some of the most intriguing new theories out there, and learn about stunning laboratory experiments that are attempting to get to the bottom of one of
They're trying to figure
science's
it out.
strangest unsolved mysteries.
At least they're trying.
For centuries, accounts of ball lightning have come from all over
Look,
the
that looks
world.
real.
The stories vary, but many
Look at
agree
that
on
face over
certain
there.
details.
Shocked.
The phenomenon appears as a bright burning orb, sometimes golf ball sized and sometimes much larger. It's usually white or blue, but can also be red, orange, or yellow. The phenomenon is said to last between 1 and several seconds, float in a slow path, at times changing direction, sometimes even erratically, and has been alleged to pass through walls and windows unscathed.
That's weird.
According
That's
to
where
some
it gets super weird
reports,
to me.
the ball lightning fizzles. In others, it explodes violently, causing severe damage, leaving behind an odor that has been described as sulfurous.
An odor?
At its most destructive, ball lightning has been reported to maim and kill people, and to blast apart heavy walls, doors, and ships.
What the fuck?
Now, on this channel, we don't accept anecdotal evidence as proof, no matter how compelling. Only observation, controlled testing, and repeatability can confirm a phenomenon scientifically. So, with that in mind, let's look at a few of the alleged ball lightning encounters I find most intriguing. In 1739, the Catherine and Mary were sailing down the Gulf Coast of Florida when it ran into a deadly thunderstorm. According to an eyewitness, a large ball of fire fell from the element and split our mast in 10,000 pieces. killed one man, another had his hand carried off, and had it not
That's fair.
been for
It's
the
all
violent
speculation
rains,
anyway,
our
so,
sails
yeah,
would have been
I
a
don't know.
blast of
Something's going
fire.
on, so.
That's quite a story, but it gets weirder. In 1753, Georg Richmann, a renowned professor and electrical researcher, was attending a conference in St. Petersburg
Right, Sarah,
when he
it took his
saw a
hand?
storm approaching.
That's what I heard.
Bringing
too.
an engraver to record his observations, he hurried to conduct a kite experiment like the one Benjamin Franklin had performed the previous year.
He brought in
As
an
reported
engraver.
afterwards by the engraver, Richmann was conducting the experiment when a fiery blue orb crawled down the string, fatally striking him and knocking the engraver unconscious. The reported autopsy found a coin-sized red mark on the professor's forehead and injuries consistent with electrocution. But maybe the most compelling eyewitness account comes from 1963, when R.C. Jennison, a researcher at the University of Kent, was flying late at night from New York to Washington. Jennison was sitting in the cabin shortly after midnight when the plane became enveloped in a bright electrical discharge. Within seconds, a bright glowing sphere about 20 centimeters in diameter emerged from the pilot's cabin and traveled the length of the aircraft.
What?
In 1969, Jennison published his observations in precise detail in the pages of Nature magazine. Due to credible reports like Jennison's, scientists have taken the phenomenon seriously and put forward numerous models to explain it. One theory proposes that ball lightning could be a hallucination triggered by the magnetic field close to a lightning strike. Citing similar hallucinations experienced during epileptic seizures, this theory suggests that ball lightning could be a figment of the stimulated occipital lobe. However, if true, it would seemingly contradict reported damages caused by ball lightning, such as the death of Georg Richmann. Another hypothesis proposes that ball lightning is a contained plasma reaction, like St. Elmo's fire, the phenomenon famously observed on the masts of ships, when the voltage between the air and the ground is great enough to break the air molecules into highly excited particles.
What? That happens?
According to this theory, the plasma in ball lightning becomes a self-contained bubble that behaves as a soliton, a self-reinforced wave that maintains its shape and moves at constant velocity. Don't worry if you find this confusing. We're touching on a pretty complicated subject that even researchers are still struggling to understand. One of the most promising hypotheses was proposed by John Abrahamson and James Dinnis at the University of Canterbury, Christchurch in the year 2000. This model proposes that a powerful positive lightning strike can vaporize molecules in soil, causing energized nanoparticles that then react with oxygen in the air to produce light and heat. And remarkably, this model is supported by a strange incident that occurred 10 years ago in Lanzhou, China.
Bless.
Remember when I said that there weren't any verified recordings of ball lightning? Well, that may not be entirely true. In July 2012, researchers from Northwest Normal University had set up spectrometers to record ordinary lightning when a powerful lightning strike produced a glowing white orb. The orb had an estimated glow 5 meters across, which turned red as it traveled for 10 meters before ascending into the air. All this was recorded with high-speed video, which sadly hasn't been made public.
What?
And the spectrometer reading,
China.
which has. The spectrometer confirmed emission lines from silicon, calcium, and iron, all common in soil. So, if this observed phenomenon was in fact ball lightning, as it appears, then it adds strong evidence to support the vaporized silicon hypothesis. But the model doesn't account for certain behaviors described in ball lightning encounters, such as the ability to pass through solid matter. So, what does this mean?
Yeah, I don't know, J-Mo.
Well,
China's
either
very-
those accounts are wrong, or ball lightning
Covety
could
of this
actually
shit all
be
the
a
time.
collection of separate phenomena.
Could be fishy.
In addition to proposing theoretical models, scientists have attempted to reproduce ball lightning in laboratories with incredible results. One experiment at the Max Planck Institute reported producing a ball lightning type effect when researchers discharged a high voltage capacitor into liquid water. In 2006, researchers at Tel Aviv University conducted an experiment by pointing a microwave drill made up of a magnetron and a microwave beam at a strip of solid silicon. When the researchers pulled the beam away, the drag produced a tiny ball of plasma, nearly identical in appearance to reports of ball lightning. An astonishing result, to be sure, but is this laboratory-produced phenomenon the same as the ones reported in nature? It's very possible, but as of right now, we simply don't know. Another experiment
Totally.
conducted in 2018 came to even more stunning conclusions. Using advanced experimental engineering, physicists successfully created a Shankar-Skyrimian, a quasi-particle that is like a tangled three-dimensional magnetic field. Without getting too complicated, what the researchers did was apply an external magnetic field to a system of rubidium atoms near absolute zero. The magnetic field controlled the atoms in such a way that they all spun facing the same direction on the knot surface, while twisting unusually on the inside. In other words, the magnetic field maintained a stable spherical configuration, able to do things like squish or deform while still retaining its essential properties. This discovery could have major implications for quantum computing, but researchers also believe the synthetic magnetic field they created
I agree.
models
Well,
the
it's completely
expected electromagnetic field of ball lightning. This theory will require a lot of follow-up research, but it's a promising discovery that could explain some of ball lightning's alleged characteristics, such as the ability to pass through solid barriers.
Yeah, that's weird.
So there we have it, a survey of the incredible history of ball lightning encounters, as well as the cutting-edge research that has come tantalizingly close to proving it. So what do you think? Do you find any of these theories convincing? Have you, or anyone you know, ever experienced an encounter with something that looked like ball lightning? I'd love to hear about it in the comments.
Rick.
I also love that as humans, we are so naturally inquisitive and curious. I remember when I was young, my parents got me a chemistry set, and I was instantly hooked and intrigued. Experimenting with it really helped me develop my love of science today. Mel Science approached me with their kids' STEM, physics, and chemistry sets aimed at small children all the way to teenagers, and I was genuinely impressed with what they offer. It's a monthly subscription, and each category has 24 sets in all, with 2 to 3 fun experiments in each one.
So we're gonna
meaning
do
you'll get a new box every month for
where we're
2
gonna do
years. I can really see it being a great tool for helping your child develop a love of science. And this can also be a great opportunity to spend meaningful time together.
Yeah, but at least it's a cool one. I'm like, all right, you're doing ads for like cool science experiments. So if anybody wants a science experiment, check out Mel Science.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've not seen anything that in depth on ball lightning.
Yeah, and it was from a scientific perspective, and they're like, we're not trying to tell you, we're just saying these are the things that we're doing, trying to figure it out, and nobody really knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like they're coming from the lightning somehow. They're not shooting lightning out of them.
Yeah, no, it seems like the lightning is causing them somehow, or the storm at the very least, but the lightning is somehow causing that charge.
Thank you for the follow.
Human Const,
welcome to Inspired by Mystery podcast.
Thanks for the follow, Human.
We're talking about ball lightning right
Thanks, Human.
now. We're happy you're here.
But yeah, it seems like, especially that one video, like there was the lightning bolt that kicked those balls out.
That was the craziest shit.
That's a crazy video.
That was super nuts.
And that was just like a dash cam. Like that wasn't even, somebody filming anything. That was just dash cam on somebody's car while they were sitting at a light.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? That was just so nuts. It was super nuts.
Yeah, because that bolt came down and it looked like they came out faster at first and it like threw them out and then they went on and did the whole thing. It was trippy.
Yeah, it's not, normally I guess not in a ball form, but there's got to be some kind of specific conditions that are causing it to take on a different form like that. It's very bizarre, and it's neat that it's not understood right now. I mean, of course, we all want to know everything, and I would love to have the answers, but it is kind of cool that it's a mysterious thing that's happening right now.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's definitely
And we
a
are
very cool.
inspired by the mystery.
Yeah, we
So,
are. We totally are.
The fact that it's mysterious is cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
But it is being observed. There are people seeing these things. They have been seeing them for a long time. There's lots of accounts. There's video footage. People don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there were engravings from people being like, we saw this shit. And they sat down and took the time to engrave it and be like, this is what it looked like.
Yeah. It made that big of an impression on them back in the day.
I do think it's funny that the one dude doing the experiment, instead of bringing like a sketch artist, he brought an engraver to come and watch. Like, okay, and like, that seems like a weird artist to bring.
Yes.
Like in the courts, like, do we ever have engravers go to the courts? Like instead of like the sketch artists in the court, like
That's so
we should have
funny.
engravers. We should have an engraver go, making like rubber stamps.
That's awesome. Yeah, Olex, I've never even heard any speculation that ball lightning shoots lightning. I haven't heard. I haven't seen anything on that.
I've never heard anything about that. Either.
I don't think that is the theory of
yeah, no, they're
ball
saying
lightning,
that
as far as I know. Yeah, that it's.
I've always heard that it either
just a little-
comes from the lightning, like a lightning bolt or something is kicking it out, or there's the weird anomalies before earthquakes where people start seeing ball lightning near where the earthquake is going to happen, but it's like way in advance of an earthquake. So they're like, is it...
Hold on, pause 1 second. We got a raid.
Oh, we got a raid?
Shamanic Awakening. Oh, that's a really fantastic name. Welcome.
Sweet.
Thank you for coming in and bringing your party.
Yeah. Hi,
Party of
Link.
4. What's up? Oh, Link.
Hello, Link.
Oh, you brought some friends. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for giving us a shout out. We're really happy to have you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Shamanic Awakening. Tell me what you do on your stream, because I am extremely intrigued and inspired by the mystery of what it is that you do on your stream. That's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Cool. Awesome. Yay. Happy to have some new
Did I spell this
new
right?
friends here. Dusty's putting a follow link in the chat, so we should
shut
definitely
up.
make
Nope,
sure.
I spelled it wrong. Don't click that link. That's the wrong one.
Oh, Dusty.
It's not failed.
Failed.
I failed.
Okay, don't do it.
Thought I was typing correctly.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
And Link, we love you. Thanks for bringing friends. So today we're talking about weird weather phenomenon, and we are currently on the topic of ball lightning.
Yeah.
Which is a debatable situation because nobody understands it, but it's been observed for a very, very, very long time.
That work? No, it's just putting a link to me. Why? Why is it doing
For some reason, it does that sometimes. Dusty didn't do that on purpose, but
I'm not
for some
trying
reason,
to. I'm not trying to do that. We're just going to do this. Watch this.
Okay, Dusty's on it. Oh, you had a great tarot stream. Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Nice.
Plain Toast No Jam is lurking around right now, and he also does tarot streams as well. That is really, really cool.
Cool. First, I'm going to follow you. Following you.
Good. We're following. Cool. Oh, it's so nice.
Okay. Let's do this. How about this?
So, yeah, it is it's interesting. Olex was, I don't know, where did you hear that the theory was that the ball lightning is shooting out lightning? Because I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
But I can understand why you'd be skeptical about that, because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
So I'm with you on that. But it's cool that you're like, okay, I'm willing to believe that lightning, since there is plasma created by lightning anyway, that it could, in certain conditions, take on a spherical form and bounce around. But like you were talking about before, is that, you know, before earthquakes, that's interesting with that scene. But it's also being seen at times where it's not an active thunderstorm that's happening.
Yeah.
There's some kind of atmospheric conditions happening
weird.
that are leading to it. But what's going on with that, you know? So there's got to be something else to it, and there's something that we just don't understand. But I think it's really cool, and hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. But if not, then it'll remain a mystery all the time, and we'll just have to wonder what these little bouncing orbs of light. I mean, people have seen it. People have thought
Weird,
fairies and
weird
stuff
one.
like that. People have been like, oh, fairies in the forest, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that actually happens in the Bridgewater Triangle, in the swamps of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Is it Massachusetts or is it Rhode Island? I think it's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
But there has been what sounds like the equivalent to ball lightning, basically little orbs bopping around and floating around, and at risk of sounding, like the government, like swamp gas. It could be swamp.
It's swamp gas. It's just swamp gas.
Somehow illuminating in that kind of way. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool, mysterious phenomena.
Yeah.
And
that's
I
super
hope
cool.
that we can figure out specifically what conditions causes it. It's hard to replicate something or to be able to observe it when it is so freaking rare.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. Weird. It's some weird shit. So, okay. Now we talked about that kind of weirdo lighting. And we should talk about, can't decide which one to do right now. Do we talk about
where do we go from
lightning created by volcanoes
Mm-hmm.
or sprites?
Volcanoes.
Okay, so let's talk about actual lightning. We're going to talk about volcanic lightning right now.
Oh,
Actually, wait,
that's awesome. Fermonic condensate. It's a matter that can only exist at a temperature higher than plasma.
Ooh,
That's cool.
interesting.
That's one I've never heard of.
Whoa, no,
Good
me
one.
neither.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. I guess, wait, before we get to volcanic lightning, let's talk about heat lightning. Because that's a super weird thing, too. And interestingly enough, growing up in Florida, we had heat lightning constantly. And one of the main signs of heat lightning versus like thunderstorm lightning is there's no thunder, which is weird. And traditionally, usually, the heat lightning goes from cloud to cloud, or it's cloud out and it's shooting out and it's spider webs. Sorry.
Don't die.
Sorry. I choked my spit.
No.
It's spider webs out into the sky, which Princess living in Florida, no doubt you've seen a lot of heat lightning. So growing up in Florida, it happened all the time. Not something that I even thought was debatable. And I moved to Atlanta and I started talking about heat lightning. And I had multiple people I was talking to be like, that's not real. That's just like
That's fake.
some silly theory or whatever. And I was like, what? Like, it's real. It happens all the time, And they're like, no. I was like, how is this debatable? Like, I don't understand how this is a topic of debate. We didn't have internet at that time. Nobody could just like Google it and fucking figure it out, So it took many years. I hope those people now realize that's ridiculous. But it was so strange. It was like, what do you mean heat lightning doesn't exist? Like, what do you mean? And I think it was just some dumb people, but it was multiple different people. Because somebody had said it, and then I talked to someone else about it. I'm like, this guy said that fucking heat lightning's not real. And they're like, it's not. I'm like, oh my God, you're fucking killing me.
But it is.
Oh my God, it's so cool. And a lot of times it's purple, too. Yeah. It's various different colors, but a lot of times it's purple and it just spiders out from the clouds. I just fucking love it. Mm-hmm. So let's learn from this fellow here a little bit about heat lightning. Apparently it's so rare it only happens in very hot tropical places. People don't even think it's real.
Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for checking out the Local 5 Weather Lab. Today, I'm going to be talking about heat lightning out there. I heard about heat lightning all the time growing up, and basically, it's lightning without thunder, without rain. It happens in the summertime on usually those warm and muggy nights out there. Thunderstorms love warm and muggy nights, so that's when it usually happens. And we've called it heat lightning because some people think the heat is actually creating the lightning. Is that true or not? Well, let's talk about it. First of all, we've got this mature thunderstorm out here, and here we are watching it, and the thunderstorm is quite a ways away, right? So you do get the thunder, and you do get some thunder if you're close enough to hear it, because usually thunder doesn't go more than 10 miles. It's usually less than that, maybe 5-6 miles. The thunder can come straight to us, and sometimes it gets refracted. The sound wave actually goes above our heads. So if you're standing out here, you're probably not going to hear the thunder. However, with lightning, you've got two ways to see it. You can see the lightning up to 100 miles away sometimes.
Wow.
That happens if you get the reflection off of the haze, you know, the summer haze you have out there. That can really kind of reflect that lightning flash a long ways away. So you can see it way over here. So you're not hearing the thunder, you're not getting any rain, but you see all this lightning flashing in the sky, and that essentially is what heat lightning is. So it's not created by the heat, although the thunderstorms do like the heat, and they create those big thunderstorms. And by the way, lightning is mostly created with those ice crystals at the up inside the cloud that are rubbing together. That creates the friction, creates the electricity, and that is why we get all that lightning in the summertime, and that's why we call it heat lightning. Thanks for coming to the Local 5 Weather Lab.
There you go, heat lightning.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's look at some images of heat lightning versus the lightning that we're all pretty used to.
Some people call heat lightning is just a thunderstorm that's too far away to hear the thunder. You can hear thunder when a storm is within 7 miles of your location. Some nights in the summer, you can see distant lightning from a storm over the horizon, maybe 200 miles away. Lightning flashing off high clouds in cirrus. So there is no such thing as heat lightning. It's just a distant thunderstorm over the horizon, too far away to hear the thunder.
That was the argument against it, huh? Which is not true.
What some people call heat lightning is just cloud to cloud and cloud to ground lightning from a distant storm. It's the same kind of lightning. Lightning is lightning.
Yeah,
but the key thing to remember, you can only hear thunder if a storm is within 7 or 8 miles of your location. Anything beyond that, you're going to see the flashes, but not hear the bang. Some people call that heat lightning. It's an old husband's tale. There's no such thing.
Old husband's tale.
People tend to see heat lightning during the spring and summer months. People are out late in the evening. More people are out during the nighttime hours because it's warm, it's pleasant. So even though it's possible year-round, especially in the south where we have thunderstorms year-round, it tends to be noticed more during the summer. When people are out late at night, they see that distant flash but don't hear the thunder, so they assume it's heat lightning. But again, no such thing. It's basic physics, how sound propagates through the atmosphere. Eventually, the thunderclap dies off with distance. You can sometimes, on rare occasions, hear a storm up to 10 miles away. But lightning, under the right conditions, you can see lightning flashing off a storm 300 miles away, over the horizon.
But how is he explaining overhead heat lightning?
Yeah.
That doesn't strike the fucking ground.
Yeah, I mean,
heat lightning isn't dangerous. The fact that you can see the lightning flash but not hear the thunderstorm means that it's at least 10 miles away or more. It should be a tip-off that the atmosphere is ripe for storms. It's basically a warning. Be prepared. Some storms may be rumbling in within the next few hours. WeatherBug is using total lightning detection in cloud and cloud-to-ground technologies to provide advanced warning for more severe weather, like cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, heavy rainfall rates, high winds, hail, and tornadic activity. WeatherBug schools can use total lightning to help keep students safe during outdoor events.
Waybug schools, what? Yeah, I mean, that explains, like, when it's far away, but, yeah, I'm with you. I've seen it, like, right up above me.
Get flagged for that, but yeah. Boom, boom, boom. That's
I mean,
crazy.
those can be far away. That's a crazy storm, but...
Those could be. Yeah, I've seen it spidering right over my head, but it just...
Yeah, I've watched a spider web over the top of me.
Yes. So I don't know. That was cool though, because I was like, I don't know what they were talking about. There's no such thing. And I'm like, no, there definitely is. And so that was the counter argument. And that guy, that was obviously a very old video, so that must have been something that people regurgitated without actually understanding how.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that's probably true.
So yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, if it's super moist and it's very humid, that's just more water droplets per square meter or whatever.
Yeah.
So up there, you've got all the little ice crystals that are bouncing, and then you have all the moisture crystals, and they're just smashing into each other, creating static electricity charge, and it's just shooting some off. So it's building up inside of the cloud, and then it's just discharging it. But it's a direct result from the humidity.
And then I wondered, being in West Texas, I wondered if it was dirt in the air that was causing the static. Like if it was just blowing dirt, because we had a lot of it that would just end up getting blown over from where the fuck ever and causing this static charge.
Absolutely. Like, I think that's a very solid theory. Yes. I think you're right about that. Anything in the atmosphere that's bouncing off of each other enough.
Yeah.
We'll do that. So there you go. Cool. Heat lightning.
Morphinage. I was liking that word tornadic as well. When I said tornadic activity, I'm like, ooh, tornadic. Good one. But yeah, I mean, for sure, a lot of it is just storms that are far away. But, I'm with you. I've seen it spider webbing over my head and just, there's no sound. There's no nothing. And it's weird.
Oh, Lex, we love you. 100%. No, nobody's mean. Everybody loves you. It is a good theory.
That was a good theory.
It's a good theory.
It's a very good scientific theory.
It is.
I
thank you for sharing that.
But like you said in your theory, it wouldn't last as long as what the videos were showing. And in the videos, it's lasting a decent amount of time. So could that be a theory for some of it? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know, so I can't discredit it. But some of those videos, those flashes and like those little whatever, if it was ball lightning, lasted for a while, so I don't know. I think there's probably I always say, the answer's always somewhere in the middle. I think that there's people have their theories over here and people have their theories over here, and I think in the middle there's the answer, like the actual answer is in there. And I think partially it's because everybody has some truth to it, but I think partially it's because it's probably a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Like there's probably multiple things that are going on. Some of it is ball lightning, some of it is other things, and it's probably just somewhere in the middle. So
there's some weird shit going on. We don't know. We're gonna figure it out. We keep figuring more things out as time goes on. We'll get it.
And even those videos we were watching of the ball lightning, I'm willing to bet a couple of those were aliens, and some were probably ghost aliens. Definitely. Aliens have to die at some point too, right? Chid, super moist plasmatic discharge. The moistest plasmatic discharge.
Forgot where I was going in my original comment that was supposed to be about seeing storms across the state along with the shuttle. Oh yeah, but we're just talking about how it's flat, so therefore you can see
forever
more.
Away.
Yeah, so you'd be able to see lightning from a farther distance, which is very true. That's fucking true. Been there, done that, seen the shuttles.
Lucky.
Seen them. Well, I mean, it was not lucky. I don't consider that. I don't know. It's traumatizing.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I guess it was cool. It was a cool thing too.
I mean,
to see
if it's gonna happen,
but like,
but
seeing one blow up where everybody died.
You were there to witness that.
Very, It was horrible. It was a horrible thing to see. But still, historically, it's like seeing 9/11 or something like that. Be like, damn, bittersweet.
Yeah.
Kirby, I need chocolate. Yeah, nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows yet. But it's interesting about the fermionic condensate.
Yeah.
It's hotter than plasma.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, if they don't understand it fully
stuff.
yet, then who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Oh, see, only Thor knows. See, Link just said.
Only Thor. And even Thor might be like, I don't know, man. Sometimes it does that, and I don't know why. I just throw these, and sometimes... Oh, wait, no, that's Zeus that throws the things, right? The bolts. Thor has the hammer. Zeus throws bolts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Catatumbo lightning, since we're on the lightning tip right now.
Oh, real quick. Morphinage, we actually just saw a video where they mentioned St. Elmo's fire. I had never heard of that in my lifetime, and I thought it was super cool. They showed a little, like, a photo of it and showed a diagram of what's going on, and I was like, that's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. So that's cool that you know what that is, because we literally, like, watched a video about it right before you guys rated it.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, so super cool.
So, yeah, actually, I'm going to see if I can find some more information on that, so we can do that after
that'd be
after
super
the
cool.
lightning, which would be fantastic. So we had just talked about it, so I'm glad you brought that up, because we were like, what? So I'm going to check that out. So we're going to do this, and I will be multitasking and finding something, but we're going to learn in this moment about the Catatumbo lightning, which has the most lightning by far of anywhere else in the entire world. 1.6 million strikes a year. And it is almost every night you can count on seeing this. So first we're going to learn about why. Why does it form like that in this place?
Okay.
We're going to figure it out.
I'm ready for it.
Are you ready? So we're going to learn about it, and then we're going to do a little more.
I would love to see this, man.
I know, dude. It's so fucking cool.
Well, as a huge fan of lightning, I would be remiss if I didn't do a weather-wise segment on the Catatumbo lightning, so let's take a look. Imagine having an hours-long thunderstorm every other night where lightning flashes almost continuously. Well, that's exactly what happens over the southern half of Maracaibo Lake in Venezuela. The Catatumbo River, which is where the lightning gets its name from, flows into the lake that empties into the Gulf of Venezuela. And you'll note the unique geography of the region forms a bowl around the lake. This means that the daytime heat will be trapped at the surface with extra moisture from the lake, and as the surrounding land cools, wind blows over the mountains and converges at the surface of the lake. Now, as these air masses mix, it creates the perfect environment for intense overnight thunderstorms that can extend to thousands of feet in the atmosphere. Now, inside these storms, we have a huge amount of lightning, upwards of 300 strikes per hour, and these storms can last up to 10 hours at a time. And that means it's the one spot on this planet with the most lightning strikes at about 250 per kilometer per year. Now, sometimes the lightning may appear colored, but that's due to where the storms are being observed from. Usually these storms are seen from quite a distance, and the particulates in the atmosphere make it look orange or yellow, just like when we see the sunset. And these reoccurring storms form about 140 to 160 nights out of the year, and there are even organizations that provide tours and places to stay to see this amazing phenomena. Now, while the repeated occurrence of these storms over the area is quite rare, the storms themselves are just like any highly electrified thunderstorm that we see here in the United States. Now, while this is a pretty neat thing for weather enthusiasts like myself, the locals to the area say this is just a normal thing that happens.
So that's cool. Now we understand a little bit more.
That's exactly
why it is doing what it's doing.
Okay, yeah.
So let's check this out. See it. Wow. Wow, that's awesome, Olex. Really.
Nice, Olex.
Primera vez que
Physics
fui
and
allí.
chemistry, parents.
Y nos sorprendió la noche allí en Bogure. Y para mí fue algo demasiado extraordinario. ¿Por qué? Porque por vez primera yo vi el relámpago, pero reflejado en el lago. Y para mí fue un espectáculo demasiado hermoso. Ese momento, yo me imaginaba la noche como un rostro, como un hermoso rostro oscuro, de estrellas y de luna. Pero que el relámpago era la sonrisa de la noche.
That's a little sweet thing to say.
This is Relampago del Catatumbo, or Catatumbo lightning. It's only found in one remote part of Venezuela, and only accessible by boat along a route largely populated by wildlife.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next, because I want to learn about it too.
A 3-hour journey from Puerto Concha, the lightning occurs above an area where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo. Average temperatures here can hit above 32 degrees Celsius, all year round. Some of the nearest human neighbors to this amazing display are in a village built on stilts called Ologa.
Es algo extraordinario este relámpago. ¿Por qué es extraordinario? Es, bueno, un fenómeno meteorológico excepcional en nuestro planeta, porque es el único fenómeno meteorológico en el mundo que se ha convertido en la historia a través de 2000 años de una región, parte importante de la visión cosmogónica de los pueblos indígenas de tanto Guayú como los Yupa y, por supuesto, los Barí.
Relámpago Catatumbo es un símbolo de raya de Catatumbo, que son cosas naturales, muy respetuoso. Ese se llama Ploy, como que se llama ustedes curioso. Ese se llama Ploy, lo llamamos nosotros. Eso es una cosa que está firme en su lugar. Eso es una cosa que está firme en su lugar. Y ese es relámpago cuando hay verano, lluvia, quedan para siempre. Nunca se borran esa señal. Siempre permanece, deja. Y al alta oído se ve en ese relámpago así, señal. Una señal como esto, naturaleza, uno ve. Una señal que se será fuerza y fortaleza para uno. Mientras está en eso, permanece la nube. Llega.
Al pasar del tiempo, en la ciencia se interesa por el fenómeno, ¿no? Y es allí cuando la NASA, incluso cuando se hace un estudio en el cual, a través de 11 años de observación meteorológica, en que el sitio del relámpago del Catatumbo es la región del planeta con mayor generación de relámpagos por kilómetro cuadrado al año. Son 250. Entonces es allí cuando se me ocurre la idea de, con esta evidencia científica, solicitar a Guinness World Record un récord Guinness para el relámpago del Catatumbo el 28 de enero del año 2014. Es cuando Récord Guinness oficialmente reconoce el relámpago del Catatumbo en la región del relámpago del Catatumbo como el sitio de mayor recurrencia de tormentas eléctricas sobre el planeta.
NASA has since declared it Earth's lightning capital. Catatumbo's 250 lightning flashes per square kilometre every year equates to a staggering total of 1.6 million bolts of lightning annually. Most experts estimate that lightning strikes over Catatumbo roughly 140 to 160 nights a year, with flashes often visible for 7 to 10 hours per night. Damn. If the elements could write poetry across the sky, it would surely look like this.
Fuck yeah! Bitch, that's awesome!
That's crazy. I want to see that so bad. That'd be so cool, man.
Loved it. Cool. That was.
I wonder how dangerous it is. Like, is it always right over, over the water?
People are observing it from afar. Yeah. They're not in the bowl area.
Yeah.
I don't know where exactly they're at, but it sounds like they're not in the main region, but they're watching it from across the water.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is pretty neat.
Oh, that's awesome, Alex. You went the cook route. That's...
Wow, that's really cool. That is very, very neat.
Oh, hi, Gypsy.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Road
what's up,
trip.
Crystal? Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Lightning Central right there. That's so awesome,
yeah,
dude. It's so
would
awesome.
Be super cool to see.
Okay, this little video shows some more about lightning. Let me see. Let's check it out. So freaking cool. Just boom, 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 boom. For 7 to 10 hours?
Yeah.
In a row?
God, the thunder would be so cool. It would just be constant.
I miss it. We got like 2 thunders last week. And we were like, yeah! Kirby, I agree. You might be a cook as a career, but you are definitely scientifically minded, which
True. And cooking is a science.
Love it. It's true. I'm proud of you for paying attention. And you have very smart family members, and you learned a lot. Awesome. And it's cool. Your grandfather designed the hydroelectrical area. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's epic fucking music right now. You want this specific video that we're watching?
It's called Everlasting Catatumbo Storm. Like 10 hours.
Are you gonna go to sleep? I feel like that. The music is very intense.
It's very intense. Yeah. It did get intense with their music there. Just put the lightning on.
Oh.
All I want's the lightning and the thunder, man.
Why is it not letting me send it? That's weird. It's not pulling up Crystal's name on there.
Oh, weird.
It's only showing groups that you're in. There we go. Now it worked. That was weird. Okay.
This murder TV or aliens. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's so neat. That's so fucking neat. Well, okay, maybe let's do the volcanoes and then we'll do St. Elmo's Fire since we're sticking with lightning.
Yeah, I like that.
We don't want to deviate too, from the lightning. Come back. I guess we could do whatever the fuck we want, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about volcanic lightning.
Okay.
This is the trippiest fucking shit.
Be right back.
Ever. You're leaving? You were so excited about volcanic lightning, man. Damn. Okay, well, perhaps some of you guys have seen some of the amazing footage of lightning shooting out of volcanoes, or at least being present in the storms that are created above the volcanoes. They kind of create their own little microclimate because of all the heat and all the moisture that's coming out. So a lot of times thunderstorms form over volcanoes, and sometimes they create their own lightning as a result of that, but sometimes it's actually being created by the volcano itself, which is so fucking cool. It's so neat. So let's check this shit out and let's talk about some volcano lightning. I'm missing it. Okay.
What? A volcanic eruption is one of nature's most breathtaking displays.
Ooh, Crystal, first you had my attention, now you have my curiosity. And please.
Add lightning to the mix, and you've got one of the most spectacular phenomena known to man. Volcanic lightning.
Sick.
The science behind volcanic lightning has been hotly debated for years, and it's still not fully understood. So what do we know? It isn't lightning striking a volcano. The cause of these bolts is fire and ice. First, let's tackle ice. Powerful eruptions send a plume of ash high into the atmosphere, where temperatures of -4 degrees Fahrenheit freeze particles within the plume. The frozen particles collide with one another, creating an electric charge. The positive and negative charges separate from one another. Eventually, the distance between them becomes too great. The result is a spectacular discharge of lightning high up in the plume.
So fucking goddamn cool.
But what about the lightning at the mouth of the volcano?
That's so cute.
Ice can't possibly form in this extreme heat, but the breaking rocks around the mouth and ash particles within the plume are capable of creating huge amounts of static electricity, rubbing together in the same way particles do when they freeze, creating lightning. So what you're seeing is actually a volcano making its own lightning.
Booyah! Aw, what? Dude, I want to see that. Come on, tell me that's not the coolest shit fucking ever, dude.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool shit.
Ooh, okay. Next up. All right. I'm in. You got my attention. I will play you.
Why not? Let's see what that one does. Cool. That was freaking awesome.
Hold on.
That shockwave that went off of that?
Nope.
No, go back.
It's not high anymore. Yeah.
Cool.
Boop.
Oh, I want to hear that so bad.
Yes. Let me see that lightning. I'm ready for it.
What? There was nothing.
Either way, we're watching volcanoes erupt,
No,
so
erupting
I'm digging it.
volcanoes
But
is
like
fun.
it says, volcanic lightning on Sakurajima. Dude,
So cool.
I
Also
still
don't
didn't
like-
see any fucking lightning. Maybe it's just building up and showing eruptions.
there was
and
some
then-
right there.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, seen it. Oh, look at all shooting out. Whoa. And it's swirling around like that. That's so cool. That's so cool. All right. I love it. Okay, this is in the Philippines.
Okay.
Damn.
Flee.
It doesn't get more epic than that, really. You got erupting volcano and then lightning shooting out. I mean, it's pretty.
Wow. What?
Oh my god!
No way.
That is blowing my mind.
Crazy. Weather.
Damn.
Wow, that was good.
Thanks for watching. If you like
Wow. What the fuck? That was so good. I think there was not one of a penis in there.
I'm sure there was. There had to be. I mean, we're showing it on this stream. It's definitely got to have a penis in it.
Wow. Yeah, that was really, 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 really cool. That was really cool. Loved it.
That was pretty good.
Like speechless. That was really magnificent.
Yeah.
Scene there.
Magnificent.
Volcanoes popping in Nessie. What's up? I love it. I love how we keep bringing it back. It's been great. It's so great. Yeah. Have I ever played Super Mario? I am like Mario obsessed my entire life. Yes.
We still have to see the movie.
And they throw the spiky balls at you when you piss the fucking clouds off.
Yeah. Clouds
True
are just
story.
full
True
of
story.
spiky balls
You guys know how
that
to
just crawl around afterwards.
I know, and they usually throw them up, and they kind of arc down, but then sometimes they're like, ah, booyah, and they fucking throw them straight at you. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
Lame.
I love the clouds.
Yeah.
I love them. Actually, I painted a Mario mural in my bathroom, and it's pretty great. But I did an underwater one. It's cute. We have a whole old school Mario themed bathroom.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna check out St. Elmo's Fire. We're gonna figure out what the fuck that shit is.
Okay.
We're gonna figure it out.
I'm ready.
So I did not preview these videos, so we're bringing it together.
Oh.
We've got one that apparently explains about it, the Mariner's Mystery, and then there's two that were observations from pilots. So let's give it a go.
Okay.
If it's sucky, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's not a
Hey,
robot
it's Jay.
narrating.
Welcome back to Plasma Channel.
It's a real live person.
There's so
Throughout
many
history, sailors witnessed
robots.
some incredible phenomena out at sea. They were the first to see the giant squid, the Architeuthis right here, which we now know is real. They made it through terrifying storms, and perhaps the most fascinating phenomenon of all was St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah, like very handsome. Plasma Chanel.
A few sailors of the past wrote down spectacular first-hand accounts of this. Everything is in flames. The sky with lightning, the water with luminous particles, and even the very masts are pointed with a blue flame.
What's up with that?
That was Charles Darwin. Here's another example. The storm had ravaged through many a wind. Suddenly the masts lit afire as an autumn ball. Purple lanterns lit, but no music played. Both these sailors are referencing St. Elmo's Fire. Occurring in storms, it's a phenomenon where a ship's masts and support beams become engulfed in a hissing purple glow.
What's up with that?
It's really quite crazy. Sometimes this purple light forms the shape of a flame, gaining the term St. Elmo's Fire. The hissing purple glow I'm talking about is identical to the coronal discharge off of this voltage multiplier, except on a much larger scale.
I would be afraid if my wooden ship was shooting electricity
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
Right, so what exactly causes this? Is it the saint himself?
Agreed.
Saint Elmo
working
is
out.
the patron saint of sailors. Now, they pray to him because, according to the stories, he continued preaching despite having a lightning bolt strike right beside him. Now, considering sailors are out at sea and experience drastic lightning storms, it makes sense that this saint is who they would pray to. However, we know it happens because when there is a large charge separation between the ground and the atmosphere, such as during a thunderstorm, objects with a sharper curvature radius have the ability to concentrate electric field gradients. High electric field gradients have the ability to ionize air around an object, much like what's happening here with this voltage multiplier. And considering when you're out at sea, you're the only sharp objects around, there's your St. Elmo's Fire. Now let's go ahead and use the voltage multiplier one last time to create St. Elmo's Fire on my fingertips.
Okay. You can do that?
Just like the sharp curvature of the masts of a ship, my fingers are causing the ionization of air.
What the fuck?
Wait a minute.
There are phenomena all around us, and St. Elmo's Fire is one such. Hopefully you learned a little bit about it today. Now do me a huge favor and leave a like, leave a comment, share the video with people who you think might enjoy it, and most importantly, subscribe to Plasma Channel. Lots of great episodes coming up. Now if you'd like to see the last episode, click the box to your right because it's on how to make your own Lichtenberg Cube. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. You stay classy.
That's really interesting. Yeah. AccuWeather, let's see it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll-
AccuWeather, I trust
I
those
like
people.
AccuWeather a lot.
It's not lightning.
It's really strange. Good luck, really.
Okay, that's
I
good.
wouldn't go right to good luck.
Me neither.
Look like demons were shooting out of my fucking boat.
I feel like we were under attack. Stop sapping my electricity.
Yeah, the high-speed photography definitely helped us to be able to figure it out in other places, but I mean, they were seeing it on the ships back in the fucking day, like with their eyeballs. That's crazy. And they're like, we don't know what that is, but it's good luck.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what it's doing.
Okay, so now let's see it from the planes.
Okay. That sounds good.
Let's see.
Look at it.
You, stand still, laddie. Made me think of that immediately.
That's a good dubstep going right now.
Is that what that is? Is that dubstep?
Old school dubstep.
How old school can dubstep be?
2002.
No, but it didn't start back then. Really? I hadn't heard about it for I was already out of the raver scene at that point, so I guess it was like, meh. That was right when I got out, pretty much.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about it until 10 years after that.
Before it was dubstep, and it was just halftime drum and bass.
I think we need double time drum and bass. That's what I think we need.
It's called hardcore.
True.
And then they made it happy and it sucked. Yeah. So we're looking at the wing of the plane right now, right?
Yeah. Yes. And it's flying through extra charged area. Wow. Weird. Shit, this is so funny. Hey, I hope it helps calm the brain down.
Oh, Lex, you should meet our friend Gearhart that is in the chat right now.
Yeah. Jayma smokes more. I've smoked a lot of weed in my day. I've seen a lot of people smoke a lot of weed. She takes the cake.
Definitely. I would be willing to bet that she could hang with whatever it is
I
you're
would
doing.
put my money on Jayma if there was like a smoke off. Like I would.
Yeah.
I would put down a pretty penny on Jayma not tapping out. It's
Jayma's
fucking
got my
crazy,
bet
dude.
for sure. That's trippy. I don't know how I feel about seeing lightning shooting off my plane.
That's fucking weird, dude. That's super weird. Wow, it's a lot of it right now. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's just constant.
What a trippy video. I'm gonna keep going. Does it just keep going forever?
Yeah, how long is it?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
No. Okay, let's check out the other one.
Okay. Yeah, other one.
From the cockpit, apparently. So.
Ooh. Sarah's in.
Oh, what? Oh, shit.
Oh, it's shooting from the cockpit?
Oh, wow. Oh, goodness gracious. Whoa!
On the inside?
Outside.
It's on the outside?
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was like shooting from the cockpit.
No.
Like, no.
But from the nose of the plane.
Trippy.
Whoa. They're way too quiet. I'd be like, dude.
I know, right?
What? I'd be cursing a lot. The whole thing. Wow.
That's super cool. The way it like fanned out like that. How fun. That's super fun.
Well, I'm sure glad it doesn't cause any kind of hazard. Because that would be not good. Yeah, they're not like, call your loved ones. We're dying. We're going down.
Seriously.
SOS.
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, we got lightning shooting from our plane. We need an emergency landing.
That is so cool.
That's awesome. How often does that happen? Like,
I don't know.
Do pilots see this all the time and we just don't even know?
I'm curious. Wow. Well, shit. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty freaking good. Dang. Well, St. Elmo's fucking fire. That is a super weird one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to see it on a boat, though. Like, that's trippy that it's coming from, like, the wood of the boat. The mast and stuff. Weird. But how cool. Look at that. Learning things.
Wow.
Didn't even know that existed until today.
That totally rocks. I love learning shit on here. I love it.
I
Cool.
feel like I may have heard, like, the phrase, like, St. Elmo's fire, but I had no idea what it was or that it was actually a thing.
Well, that just totally rocks my fucking world right now. Okay. Sick.
Mm-hmm. J-Mo, planes are basically like flying lightning rods.
Yeah.
That's true. This is very true.
That is so true. It's a giant metal tube
Yeah.
flying through the air where lightning is made. We're in a lightning house.
That's where it comes from.
Yes.
Just flying through the house of lightning.
Yes.
Not good.
Flying through the house of lightning. That sounds like a metal song.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
badass.
Definitely. Iron Maiden would do that.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so now we talked about storms and we talked about lightning and we talked about that crazy shit that's not exactly lightning, but it's lightning-ish. Talked about ball lightning. Okay, now, weird weather phenomenon. We're going to talk about blood rain.
Oh, I thought we had one other lightning thing to do.
No? What?
You said we were going to do sprites.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. You're right. Okay. Nope. You are correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was excited about
No,
that.
you're totally right. I'm excited too. I was
saving it till the
there was
last
everything.
because I was
No,
excited.
you're 100% right. Okay. Never mind. We're going to get to blood rain in a little bit. So, this is super cool. And talk about not understanding things until we had high-speed photography. We did not understand the glory of sprites and jets.
Did you see
And
Thaddeus' post that he
pixies.
saw them?
No, when did he see them?
On a flight either to or from Hawaii. He could see them.
Get out of town.
It blew his mind. He was like, no way.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, so we're going to check out these awesome videos here. Okay. We're going to learn some science. You guys ready for some motherfucking science? Science.
On rare nights with clear visibility over powerful distant thunderstorms, you might be able to see and capture red sprites.
I saw that one too.
I saw that one.
You saw that red one?
Yes.
Sprites are large-scale electrical discharges occurring high above thunderstorms in the upper atmosphere.
Bam, there's a sprite. Bam, bam, bam. They come in clusters.
They are massive events.
Wow.
sometimes 50 kilometers tall by 50 kilometers wide.
Whoa.
They belong to a mysterious and colorful group of phenomena called transient luminous events, or TLEs. Other TLEs include halos, elves, secondary jets, blue starters, blue jets, and the magnificent gigantic jets.
Yeah.
But what exactly are these transient luminous events, and how do they form? In 2019, I teamed up with one of the most successful TLE photographers in the world, Paul Smith. Our objective was to simultaneously document TLEs from different locations to help us understand and capture them better.
Boom, boom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, right there.
We didn't know what we would find, if anything. Nice photos.
Cool.
But we never expected to discover a new TLE. In this video, Paul and I will summarize current scientific understanding of red sprites, as well as showcasing some of the most rare and amazing captures ever recorded.
I'd go see the gigantic jets rock out.
Oh, totally.
This is so awesome.
Visual
So
reports
excited.
of transient luminous events date back several centuries. It wasn't until 1989 that the first ones were accidentally caught on camera. Years after discovery, they were named sprites for their spirit-like nature. In a recent video, we showed how one lightning flash can abruptly change the electric field, triggering a secondary flash in a sort of domino effect. Sprites are also initiated by a large electric field change that occurs during a massive horizontally extensive lightning strike far below. These parent flashes transfer huge amounts of charge and are almost always positive in polarity, meaning that the Earth rapidly gains a net positive charge from the strike. But pools of positive charge near the tops of thunderstorm complexes also change, abruptly gaining negative charge. This suddenly creates a powerful electric field between the tops of thunderstorms and a high concentration of positively charged ions existing 100 kilometers or so up into the lower ionosphere. It's this new imbalance that can initiate a sprite. On June 22nd, 2019, Paul was documenting sprite activity over a thunderstorm, while I simultaneously documented their apparent lightning activity under the thunderstorm.
Boom, boom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah,
Well, except that these only last like a fraction of a second, and UFO sightings last much longer.
Yeah, I would not say that.
I don't think it.
That wasn't a big sprite, though. That was just a little column.
I think there is weird natural stuff that can explain a lot of the UFO sightings, but
Yeah, these are like so fun.
these are
fast.
like a flash.
Yeah, gotcha.
With every horizontally extensive positive ground flash I observed under the storm, Paul observed a sprite above the storm.
TLE attempt failure number 31.
On occasion, a
Why
cloud
were they
flash
showing
will
us that
have
failure?
one end of the leader exit the upper extent of the thunderstorm and propagate toward the upper atmosphere. The rarefied air and low pressure of the upper atmosphere leads to a visible transformation in the leader as the ionization travels upward. This is how blue jets form, as well as the magnificent gigantic jet. Sprites are often incorrectly referred to as upper atmospheric lightning, but lightning temperatures are much hotter. Sprites are considered a cool plasma phenomenon.
That's funny.
The physics that causes sprites to briefly glow red is much like the process that causes the auroras. When energy in the form of speeding charged particles collide with atoms in our atmosphere, that energy is transferred, causing the atoms to become excited.
They're
As
so
they calm
excited.
down, they can release some
They
of
just
that
get
energy
ready.
back into the atmosphere in the form of light. Each element has a unique emission spectrum that acts as a fingerprint, identifying the guilty culprit. In other words, we can identify what element is being excited by the color of its light emissions, just like you could with a Bunsen burner in your grade school science lab, assuming you weren't raised in a barn.
But I was raised.
Oxygen tends to give off mostly green light when excited, and nitrogen, reds and blues, depending on the atmospheric pressure and other physics. The energy particles that cause the auroras to glow come from the sun and arrive in storms of solar wind we call geomagnetic storms. With sprites, the energy is generated by the powerful electric field between the thunderstorm and upper atmosphere. Auroras occur way higher than sprites, up around 100 to 500 kilometers in altitude, where the atmosphere is mostly molecular oxygen.
Fuck yeah, bitch. It's awesome.
As mentioned earlier, the excitation of oxygen emits green light, and that's why the auroras are mostly green. But in some really strong auroral events, you can see pinkish fringes along the bottom edge.
I've seen it.
And that's usually where the high energy particles from the sun have penetrated way down in our atmosphere, where there's an increasingly higher percentage of nitrogen, right around the 100-kilometer altitude, right around the top edge where sprites reach. Sprites occur around 40 to 100 kilometers, and at these altitudes, the atmosphere is mostly nitrogen. Remember earlier that the excitation of nitrogen emits blues and reds.
Right.
At the atmospheric pressure sprites occur, nitrogen excites red, but as the pressure increases the closer you get to Earth, nitrogen excites more in the blues. Sometimes a large sprite event can trigger a second TLE. We call these secondary jets. Secondary jets become visible near the tops of thunderstorms where nitrogen excites in the blues and extend upward to altitudes where nitrogen excites more red. In a photograph of a sprite and secondary jet event, you can see the gradual transitioning from blues to reds as the pressure quickly decreases in altitude.
Dick, that's so good.
Ooh, yeah. That's right. Yay!
On May 25th, 2019, I was documenting a vibrant sprite storm over Oklahoma and captured something I've never seen or heard of.
It's spriting like crazy. This is so awesome.
After two large sprite events, a mysterious green afterglow appeared. It seemed as if the sprite had triggered a small aurora. Early that next morning, I called Paul to discuss the strange captures. He was the first to agree it was something new and hypothesized that it was likely oxygen being excited. For the next few weeks, Paul and I shared this strange discovery with scientists, as well as the public in various weather threads, trying to ferret out an explanation. Nobody had ever heard of this before. Paul scoured through his extensive archives and found a similar event, and storm chaser Scott Kearns did as well. But both examples were too low resolution and too faint to give much support.
Many people argued it was a camera sensor artifact rather than a natural occurring phenomenon. Weeks later, though, Paul silenced the skepticism with several deal-sealer captures.
The night of September 24th, 2019, there was some big storms over central Kansas. I was getting a few sprites earlier in the night, and then all of a sudden, with this really big, bright lightning strike, I captured this monstrous sprite, just one of the best sprites I've ever seen in my life. It's got all of the colors that can be involved in TLEs, ranging from the pinks down to the purples in the lower atmosphere with the reds at the top. And then upon closer review, I could see that I got a really good example of this green tops of the sprite that I'd seen hand captured before. So I was pretty excited about that. And then just an hour or so later, I also caught this set of dancing sprites where sprites were firing in succession. The last sprite in that series was really strong and left a really, really good example of the green afterglow when it was done. So I was really excited that night to capture some of my own high contrast green afterglow events. Not too much longer after, just a month later, I was shooting over towards Arkansas and I started getting really strong sprites. And a couple of these, I was also getting the green afterglow.
Wow, and green.
So this is when I started getting really excited, thinking, well, Hank's caught something here and now I'm getting them too. This is something that's really happening up there. I decided to go online and look through some archives of other people's captures, and you can see in some of these, we've got these really big, powerful sprites with what looks like a green tinge on top. So maybe these sprites we're seeing with the green tops, the strongest sprites where the oxygen is getting excited at a higher level, and the glow from that oxygen is lasting longer than the glow from the nitrogen, which would be red.
I remember watching them for,
Keeping in the theme of sprites, trolls, and elves, we are referring to these green emissions from excited oxygen and sprite tops as ghosts.
Oh.
like to send a colossal thanks out to Paul Smith for sharing his amazing captures and knowledge with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Hank, man. Thanks a lot for having me. I'm just really pumped to have somebody that's excited about this as I am, and I can't wait to see what we capture going forward.
Yeah, man, it's extremely rewarding that even in this age of there's nothing new under the sun, ordinary people can still go out and discover something no one has ever documented before. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure and check out
That's
Paul's
super
YouTube
cool that they were
channel
able to
for all
catch
the
that.
TLEs and whatnot he captures among the stars. Till next time, friends. Happy trails.
Wow. Yeah, very neat that it was strong enough to excite the particles to cause aurora glow.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
That's amazing. That's super cool.
Those are so cool.
God, and that one photo of that giant one
Oh
that's from like
my
the blue to the red.
God, he fucking nailed it.
Yeah. Would have been jumping up and down when you saw that
I didn't
photo.
see it talk about the elves though.
Mm-mm.
I wonder if the other one is going to talk about it. I don't know, but we'll look it up if not. But wow, that is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That made my fucking day. Seeing how excited they are about it too. Like they're
Yeah,
super
super
stoked.
stoked.
Everybody's pumped.
Right,
This
Crystal?
planet's
There's so
awesome.
much. There's so much to be
So
learning
much.
about.
So much that
It's
we're learning
still to
about.
figure out. Ball lightning. Nobody knows yet. Somebody's gonna find it.
Meat pie. That sounds so good. Okay, we'll be here. We're gonna
Meat
learn more about
pie.
fucking sprites.
I want a meat pie.
I know I'm hungry too.
Jamma brought all the snacks. I'm excited about
Jamma brought
snacks. I got a peek at some of the snacks.
You did?
I peeked a little
What
bit.
kind of snacks?
Yeah, just little snacks.
Is it good snacks? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Jamma is like
Well,
snack master.
I saw strawberries and I was excited, and then I saw jalapeno chips. Jalapeno business chips.
Sweet and spicy. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's watch this other one that talks about sprites and see if it is going to talk about elves.
Yeah, I want to know all the other ones, the TLEs.
Yep.
Give me the deets on the TLEs.
Crystal said we just took a pic of a black hole. Another one? Or like a new one?
Oh no, she's just talking about how much there is to be discovered and how like we just got a picture of a
So I
black
was like,
hole.
there is
so
black
there's
hole.
so many-
Okay, yeah. No, okay. I totally see what you're saying now. So I was like, oh, is there another one? Like, what's going on? But no, you're right. We are learning so much, and for us to imagine that we know everything is foolish at this point. So it's cool. We keep an open perspective. We try to use scientific reasoning to try to figure out what the fuck is going on, and some things we just have to say, I don't know. We're working on that. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah, Crystal. Yeah, your mom totally watched.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
We had so many snacks. It was great.
So
There's
many
still snacks left. It's
There's
great.
still a few left.
There is. I want some fairy bread.
not a
I'm gonna make Jamie eat fairy bread.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Let's say shorty, but let's see.
I like the song.
Damn. Oh, what? That's Paul Smith. That's that guy. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, what is an elf? And pixies? Are pixies blue light or ball lightning? Blue eyes? That's what it looks like.
Dude.
Wow.
What the
That's
fuck?
a
Hold on, I'm
fucking-
pausing it.
That is a photo and a half.
That's amazing. And it's crazy they're so fast and they're just gone.
Yeah. That's trippy.
Wow. Sometimes shooting as high as 60 miles above the tops of thunderstorm clouds. That's the coolest shit ever. I need to paint that. I need to paint some sprites.
Yeah.
I need to paint some sprites. I'm gonna do it.
Little googly eyes on there.
I totally should do that. Whoa.
Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page.
Hi, Mimi.
We have more great videos.
Whatever, shut up, Mimi.
I don't know
Okay.
if this guy's got an Instagram.
Well, this I want to learn about the elves.
Yeah.
So this talks about blue jets, sprites, and elves. So we're gonna give that one a fucking go.
Okay.
Let's see if it goes into a little more detail. And then there's elves seen from space. Okay. Oh, I'm fucking enjoying this one. Oh, you're leaving us, Steve. We love
Did you know
you.
that storm clouds
Sorry you got to
have
go.
a whole other world of flashing lights just
But thanks
above
for
them.
coming to hang out.
Yeah. Good night, Steve.
Above the storms, red jellyfish-shaped lights,
Jellyfish
blue streaks, and
lights.
huge
There's a lot of
donut-shaped
syllables.
halos flash.
They're called transient luminous events, or TLEs.
The TLEs we see most often are called sprites, elves, and blue jets. But before we get any further with those, let's take a look at what lightning is.
Oh, Morphin, it was
Lightning
so
is
nice
caused
to
by
meet
electrical
you.
charges in clouds.
Hold on, hang on for a second. I'm so glad that you came in and you decided to stay and hang out with us for a while. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you come back and hang out with us again.
Yeah, please do. We really appreciate you coming and hanging out. We love new
Yeah.
friends.
And we always cover a bunch of really random, fun things all the time. We're always talking about different bizarro things. Usually Wednesdays we do different topics, such as, you know, this or just different inspiring topics. And Mondays we do weird news. So we cover all the weird shit that's going on all over the world, and it's really funny and it's very sarcastic.
Yeah.
And it's a great chat
That gets
during
fun.
that. It's really great.
Yeah.
So we really do hope that you come back. I think that you did give us a follow, which is good. And don't forget about us. Mondays and Wednesdays. Most Mondays and Wednesdays.
Most of them.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yes.
And most of the
Aw,
people in here right
welcome.
now are regulars, so these are the friends you'll be hanging out with.
Yeah, we've got a lot of really fantastic chat regulars.
Yeah.
So it makes for a nice little friend family for sure. But
Definitely.
you are so welcome. I'm so glad that you enjoyed coming to our virtual lair and
Yeah.
coming to hang out with us. It's
Welcome
great.
to our lair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you.
But please have a good night. And hopefully
Yeah.
we see you soon.
Yes, don't be a stranger. Okay, let's learn about this shite.
Let's take a look at what lightning is. Lightning is caused by electrical charges in clouds. These electrical charges are created when ice, snow, and water droplets in thunderstorms collide at high speed. All of those collisions build up static electricity in the cloud, and the charges can be huge. If they separate, the lower part of the cloud becomes negatively charged, while the upper part of the cloud can be positively charged. The positive and negative charges cancel each other out by shooting electricity between them, and that electricity is lightning. When a lightning bolt strikes the ground, it can leave the top of the thunderstorm with some negative charge. This creates bursts of electromagnetic activity in the upper atmosphere, and it's believed that those bursts are TLEs, the sprites, the elves, and the blue jets.
SPRITE stands for stratospheric mesospheric perturbations resulting from intense thunderstorm electrification.
Fair enough.
What?
Sprites
The
start
last guy
as
said it
a
was just because of their
huge
spiritual
ball
look.
of red light with tendrils that stream down and turn purple, then blue.
ELVES stands for emissions of light and very low frequency perturbations due to electromagnetic pulse sources.
Elves start out as a flash of light that ripples out into a flat disc of glowing red-purple light, kind of like a halo or a huge donut in the
What?
sky.
That happens?
Blue jets are blue. And blue jet stands for Blue Jets. No acronym here.
Nebulous
They
suffix,
shoot
welcome.
up from the
Thanks for the
top of
follow.
storm
Yeah,
clouds
Nebulous,
in the
hello.
shape of narrow blue cones. And they are fast. They reach speeds of hundreds of kilometers per second. And as they shoot up, they fan out and disappear. So the next time you're watching some crazy lightning, just imagine the colourful light show that could be happening just above those clouds.
Just
That was
That
awesome,
was
man.
So the elves, like, are there pictures of these elves?
It says there's one from space. It's a
Okay.
very short video, but let's see.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's like the shockwave discharge.
Oh, what? No. No.
Excuse me? Wait, we're going to have to see that 72 more times.
That was far too giant. No. That's not real. I'm convinced the Earth is flat. That's not real. That's all Photoshop. I've converted.
Yeah.
way.
Wait. What?
So is it okay? So where this tall thing is coming up, it looks like it's centered, like.
I'm freaking out right now. I didn't know.
Okay, so where the tall thing is coming up, the blue jet, if you will. So where this is, that is about where that elf centered on. It's like right there. So was it? It's like the elf was a predecessor to this following it. Because if you back up.
Yeah. It's like it's
Here.
discharging all of this
Yeah.
material in one shot.
Yeah, it's like.
And
it
then there's still
shoots.
some that is condensed lower, because these are
Yeah,
the
'cause
highest
it's,
ones.
like, way
The
up
blue jets
there.
are coming from the tops of the clouds.
Dude. Yeah, and then that jet comes up.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
I had no idea that was a thing. I've never in my life knew that that was
Nope. I'm seeing if there's any more information.
Fuck. That's awesome.
I mean, it's got to be an animation.
You think? Is it? What's this say?
It's got to be. Hold
What
on.
does it
This
say?
one says.
Oh, it is. It says artist's impression of lightning and clouds seen from
Okay,
space,
okay,
followed by the
okay,
blue
okay.
flash.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Lasting 400 milliseconds.
I mean, they exist, but that looks too fucking perfect, man. I would like to see some real ones. Wow, NASA observes sprites and elves in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter. It looks like there's not specifically a lot on elves in general.
Flash also generate equally fantastic sounding elves, rapidly expanding ring of optical and UV emissions at the bottom of the ionosphere. Here, electrons, radio waves in the atmosphere interact to form these emissions. Capturing these phenomena using the highly sensitive ASIM tools is vital for scientists researching weather systems on Earth. The observation holds clue to how lightning is initiated in clouds, and investigators think these phenomena could even influence the concentration of greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere, underscoring once more how important it is to find out exactly what's going on above our heads. Okay. That tripped me out for a minute. Okay.
And I was like, what in the fuck?
Like, no
There's no
way. You're lying. I'm gonna watch it again though, because it was super cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it's just an artistic rendering, it's like showing what it would appear to be, like
Yeah,
the
what
size
would
and
be.
stature of it.
That's giant though. Are
So,
really?
yeah.
Like, they're that big?
Wow, that was really, really cool. That was really cool. All right, fucking A. We learned some shit today about that. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, looks like it seems like if that was gonna happen, then millions would notice. That's what I was thinking too. But you know, I was just thinking it's so high up in the atmosphere. Maybe it just goes so fast that it's just like a flash and nobody knows what it is. Like I don't know. But yeah, artist impression. Okay, good, because that was freaking me out, man.
Yeah.
But trippy though that it's so new and like so misunderstood, and we don't have anything to capture it, that nobody's got any kind of video or photos of them or anything. Like,
We're figuring it out.
We're
Yeah, it's
starting to figure
crazy.
it
It's
out.
just discharging so much energy so fast. It's exciting, those particles, and we're just seeing them, but it's in a split fucking second. Speaking of Aurora, since we just brought up Aurora in this conversation here, we've been talking so much about how crazy that the sun has been, and there is potential for some really good strong storm tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah.
Last night there was a potential, but it fizzled out. It did not hit in the way that we wanted it to. But there is about 12 hours. There's so much plasma that's coming at us that they think will be in the shield of it for probably about 12 hours or so. So if it is a direct hit and if the numbers are in our favor, then there is potential for mid-latitude aurora viewing. Sucky, but it starts tomorrow during the early afternoon here in the Northern Hemisphere, where we are at in North America. Kind of a bummer, but it's not a bummer for people on the other side. My friend is in Norway right now, and I was like, listen, you need to go outside tomorrow. But it should persist. If things hit the way that they want it to, it should persist into the early hours of the morning the next day. So if any of you guys are in a place that has... Oh, he's not puking. He has asthma.
He's got the
He's
asthma.
just coughing.
There's a cat here.
God damn it. Jedi distracted him. But yeah, if you are in a clear place, I would definitely recommend potentially going on a little drive or going outside and observing it. If you check the apps, you can see how the data is doing to see if it's worth it to go. Or I guess you can just message me because I follow this shit very closely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking like pretty potentially epic for tomorrow. So I just wanted to let everybody know. If anybody's interested, now you know. Once it gets dark, be on guard. But it was kind of a bummer that the one yesterday did not hit. It was extremely lackluster and was a bummer. So... hopefully tomorrow will be better, but you know what? We're going to have plenty more opportunities because the sun is firing off rapidly like a psychopath right now. So normally these are super rare, but it's not so rare anymore. So, you know, just be advised.
Yeah. So, yep. No hairball.
No
He's just
hairball.
coughing.
He just coughs.
It's
sometimes.
in the lungs. That one's in the
He's
lungs.
fine. He's done it his whole life. He just has little moments where he coughs a little bit and then he shakes it off, and
his hairball cough is way different.
Yeah.
That's the asthma cough.
He says sorry for disturbing the show. Right, Jedi? Yep. He went.
Yeah.
That's so cool. He's good. Okay. So now that we did all that.
Oh, your cat is a sneezer.
Oh.
We got one that sneezes sometimes. Pluto will sneeze every once in a while.
Just little sneezes.
Oh, Jamie had to relog back in. Welcome back. You made it.
Oh shit.
Good job.
Welcome back. Okay. So now we're going to talk about Blood Rain.
Fading fast. I did a lot of reading today. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely did a lot of reading today.
You did. Well, thanks for coming
Which
and
is
hanging out with us. We're always so glad that you come in and you hang out with us and you have good input and good insight on so many things. So we are so glad that you are now a part of our little family.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate the conversation for sure.
So go make, I don't know, make some food or whatever. I guess you already had the meat pie. And go read some more out of your book.
Yeah.
And we'll see you, hopefully, on Monday for a special episode on the road in Eugene, Oregon.
On the road.
Yep.
Yeah, good night, Alex.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
J-Man, that's a good question. Why does Twitch make their passwords so strong? They don't need to be that strong at all. They're so strict about their passwords.
Nope. And you have to show your identity every month. And I'm like, oh my god, you're killing me with the identity thing. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Okay, so there has been multiple different scenarios where there has been red rain coming down from the fucking sky. And obviously in biblical times they're like, oh, it's God's pissed off, it's a plague, or what do they call it? One of the 10 not commandments.
Not commandments.
Nope.
Oh, just one of the plagues, right?
I guess.
They're plagues.
Was blood rain was one of the plagues, right? Is that?
Yep.
Yes. So anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't know
Blood
what the
rain,
fuck it was.
Fire rained from the sky, which sounds like a meteor shower or something, like an asteroid or something like that.
Oh, that was one of the plagues?
Yeah, and then locusts that ate everything. Frogs was one of them.
Frogs. What a weird plague to have.
I think there was another one. Too. They had to give their, like, the firstborn was dying. Wasn't that one of, like, the things, like, at the end of it? Like, if you didn't put the lamb's blood above your door or whatever, that your firstborn was taken.
Passover.
That's Passover, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a plague. Firstborn dying, not a plague.
No, but I thought, in my mind, I put them kind of in the same category, too. I thought about that as well.
Yeah.
So I think Passover is the plagues. I think it has something to do with the plagues.
Something in there.
I think...
They're at least in the same region
but
of
Passover
the Bible.
has, I think, something to do with blood rain. I think. Either way, they didn't get it at the time. They didn't even know.
Yeah, they didn't know.
But now they have observed a couple different reasons why that would happen. It's not just one answer.
Oh.
And one of the answers makes a lot more logical sense, and one of the answers does not.
Okay.
And it's mysterious as fuck.
And one of them is God's plague.
Yeah, which makes
one of the other
obviously
ones,
so much sense, you know?
Makes medium sense.
Yes. So, we're going to talk about blood rain, and we're going to learn some shit about it. And there's a super fun animation where it's going to talk to you about blood rain.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Blood rain.
This episode is brought to you by Dashlane. Never forget another password and keep all your credentials secure by signing up for a free account today. What's red,
Jamie,
wet, and even apocalyptic for some? It's blood rain.
Hold on. See? Boom. Princess. There were 10 plagues, and it was 10 something or other, ending with the blood on the door. And yes, Passover.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
Water turning to blood. Frogs. Lice. Oh, the flies. I do remember flies. Oh, pestilence. Boils, hail, locust, darkness, and the killing of the firstborn children. That was one. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Interesting.
Good job. Way to Google.
Good job, Jama. That was really good. That was very helpful.
Yeah.
But water turning into blood wasn't necessarily blood rain. It
it
was the rivers of blood or whatever.
Yeah, the rivers started to flow red.
Lice was the thing? Lice. Okay. And hail? I mean, hail, whatever. I feel like they're being a little over dramatic. Shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Boils. Yep.
But hail, it's rough, man.
I know. That's true. They never forget a password. You're right. That is really funny, actually.
Yeah. Yep. Never forget a password.
That is funny.
Especially your Twitch password.
Yes.
In the middle of a stream.
Yes. Damn it. Okay, blood rain.
While the rain is not actually blood, its strange appearance has instilled fear into many who have witnessed it. In ancient times, blood rain, which is also called red rain, was considered a bad omen. NASA Earth Observatory describes an early account of red rain by the Roman historian Livy back in 191 BC. It disturbed the Roman Senate so much that they decreed that the consuls should sacrifice full-grown victims to whatever gods it deemed proper. Another source states that in Germany, showers of blood rain warned villages of the outbreak of the Black Death in 1348 to 1349. Over the years, superstition has given way to more rational explanations of this striking phenomenon, which we will explore in this episode of the infographic show, What Caused the Blood Rain? One common source of blood rain is dust from the Sahara Desert combining with storm clouds. According to NASA Earth Observatory, colored rain or snow occurs when dust plumes and storm systems meet, though only when raindrops fall through a dust plume beneath the level of the clouds. How red the rain is depends on the amount of iron oxide the dust contains. Low amounts of iron oxide will make the rain seem more brown than red. And not all blood rain events stain everything they touch red. It depends on the concentration of dust to rainwater. Weather expert Phil in Eden states, heavier, more prolonged rainfall simply ends up washing away the residue. Where the blood rain from Saharan dust falls depends on wind and weather patterns. It often appears somewhere in Europe. The BBC reports that blood rains happen a few times a year in the UK, but is more common in southern Europe like Spain and the south of France, which are closer to the Sahara. A strange variation on blood rain caused by red dust occurred in Siberia earlier this year. On July 3, 2018, blood rain fell in the industrial town of Norilsk. A Life Science article reported that the plaguey rain stained cars red, spread blood-colored puddles over the asphalt, and cultivated the general vibe of a town into a horror movie. While the blood rain created excitement and alarm for some living in Norilsk, its cause turned out to be rather mundane. Instead of red dust from the Sahara Desert, the dust came from a local man-made source. Life Science reports that the wind blew away a large amount of uncovered iron oxide, or rust residue, from the local Nornickel metallurgical plant. The rust dust drifted over the plant's parking lot, and the wind combined it with rain that was falling at the time. These conditions created a miniature blood rainstorm that the locals will probably remember for years to come. Besides colored dust, there are also biological causes of blood rain. 2 examples of biologically derived blood rain occurred in recent years. One article provides an overview of an incident that happened in 2001. It describes how the state of Kerala in India had a series of recurring blood rainstorms. For 2 full months through the end of summer, every time it rained, the land was drenched crimson. At first, scientists thought it might be dust from the Rub al Khali Desert in Saudi Arabia, creating a scenario similar to the one caused by Saharan dust in Europe. This theory was rejected after 2 physicists named Godfrey Lewis and Santosh Kumar made the surprising discovery that the particles were actually living cells. What added to the mystery was that Lewis and Kumar could not find nuclei or other genetic material in the cells. There was another strange element: reports of a loud bang distinct from thunder occurring just hours before the first blood rain. Because of these factors, they proposed that the cells were extraterrestrial in nature. They theorized that the blood rain in Kerala was caused by panspermia, which the article describes as organic material moving from one world to another. More specifically, they believed the red alien cells were from a comet that entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded over Kerala. Most of the mass media loved the panspermia theory and ran stories about it without questioning it. However, there is a third and more plausible theory about the cause of Kerala's blood rain. Scientific examination of a red rainwater sample by Kerala's Center of Earth Science Studies revealed that the particles appeared to be spores. Government botanists reproduced the spores and discovered upon re-examination that they were those of an unremarkable and extremely common local algae called Trentophilia, which is heavy with red-orange carotenoid pigments. The specific type of Trentopolia is Trentopolia annulata. Trentopolia spores are described as stratospheric spores. This means that they are typically found in the atmosphere. Instead of dust, an unusually large bloom of spores mixed with storm clouds in the area, and blood rain was the result. The article pointed out that the main flaw in Lewis and Kumar's research technique is that they tried dyeing the spores without growing them, with the end result being that the cell membranes remained intact and they saw no genetic material. If they had cultured the cells the way the botanists did, they could have broken the cell walls, which would have made the cells easier to dye and the genetic material easier to see. Lewis and Kumar probably did not think of doing this because they were physicists and were completely outside of their specialty. Unfortunately, despite this solid scientific evidence about Trentopolia spores, Lewis and Kumar's alien spores from outer space still remain a popular explanation for Kerala's 2001 blood rain incident even today. In 2014, a similar but less exciting blood rain incident happened in Zamora, Spain. When blood rain fell there, a resident took samples of the red rainwater and gave them to scientists at the University of Salamanca. University researchers examined the samples and found that, as in Kerala, the cause of the blood rain was algae. However, it was a different type of algae called Homotochus pluvialis. According to one source, this freshwater algae is green but turns red in times of chemical stress due to a carotene pigment called astaxanthin. However, one mystery that the researchers could not solve was where the Homotochus pluvialis spores came from. They are not local to the area and are not found in nearby water sources. While blood rain may be startling to see because it seems abnormal, it is really nothing to be afraid of. In the recent examples we have seen of red dust causing blood rain, the red dust has been sand particles from the desert and rust scrapings from a metallurgical plant. The levels of dust involved in these blood rain events were not dangerous to humans. In the cases of blood rain in Kerala and Zamora, neither type of algae is harmful to humans. In a discussion of Trentopolia spores in a 2015 news article, Dr. Felix Bast of the Central University of Punjab said that this microalgae is absolutely harmless. He also states that blood rainwater is perfectly potable even for vegetarians. As for the algae responsible for the blood rain in Spain, it is safe enough to eat. A Daily Mail article notes that Haematococcus pluvialis is used in the pharmaceutical industry for its antioxidant properties and in food production to give salmon and trout a deeper red color. Blood rains prove that there's a lot of things to worry about in life already, and the last thing you want to be worrying about is your digital safety online. So try Dashlane completely free for 30 days and discover how much easier your password life can.
Okay. That was, you snuck that in there. That was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, don't forget your password.
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we can drink a blood rain. That's good. Good to know.
Okay. Yep.
Because we were all doing it.
So obviously it's not blood, but it appears as blood-like.
Seems bloody.
So therefore, there's speculation there. But it's crazy. The India, Sri Lanka one. That's some crazy shit. That is super. It was 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, and they said it was just an unusually large sporing season of that algae. Like, that is unusually large.
Yes, they had no idea. That's crazy. 2 fucking months.
Yeah.
So, watch this little.
Yeah.
You get up close and
great
personal.
The village of Sevanagala in eastern Sri Lanka. A typical day in the monsoon season. The rain, torrential. Except there's something very different about this rain. Its color. It rained on and off for 60 days straight. People were held captive by the mysterious red downpour and feared their drinking water was contaminated. Initially unable to find the cause of the red rain, investigators turned to similar events around the world for a possible explanation. And incredibly, there were other cases. Sydney in 2009 awoke to a red fog engulfing the city.
How bizarre is this?
It stretched 600 kilometers along the coast and remained for 48 hours. It was rich, ferric dust blown in by strong winds from drought-affected deserts inland.
That would be so trippy to
And in 2001, in Kerala, southern India, blood-colored red rain fell for 2 whole months. Initially, red dust was blamed again, this time from the Arabian desert. Dust sucked up by hot surface air, blown across the Indian Ocean, and dropped in the monsoon rains. But the dust theory didn't hold up to closer examination. Indian physicist Professor Godfrey Lewis analyzed samples of the rain.
It's very clear from the images that they are not dust particles. Dust particles will not have this regular shape. They will not be smooth balls like this, and they're not transparent like this.
Professor Lewis found something far more intriguing than dust. These particles appeared to be alive. All known life forms need DNA, the essential building block of life on Earth. It allows cells to replicate. But Professor Lewis has discovered these cells are replicating even though they have no DNA.
These cells multiply. So the biochemistry of this organism is different. It is a new kind of life form.
Is it though? So we ended up figuring out from the botanist, thank you botanist, that it wasn't necessarily a new life form.
Mm-hmm. Not
Busted open the cell walls, checked it out. But I like that the scientists were open to admitting that they didn't fucking know and being like, wow, we don't know. Something that has to be from space. Which is not a crazy thing to imagine. I think it's only a matter of time. So, until something mysterious from space, we confirm it.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah. We're going to find something weird.
So, yeah, fucking weird. That's a weird,
That's
a weird
weird.
thing. So now we know about that
Now we know.
cool thing.
Now you know about blood rain.
Yeah, and then we have two more things to talk about that are ice related. We've got
The Iceman.
frost.
Oh yeah, the frost flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. So
I'm
there's two
intrigued.
different kinds of frost flowers.
Whoa, what? There's 2 species of frost flowers?
Yes. So let's see if I can find. Okay. It's really a wide thing here. So.
Very well. It's true.
This is showing that they are basically exuding their own like plant juice from live plants that it's pushing out is basically what they were explaining. That it's live plants, because they were saying before the other one was like dying wood or dead wood or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is, I wish I could read this, but it's like totally made it ridiculously.
Yeah, it's not responsive, and that sucks.
No. So basically, their formation requires freezing air temperatures, soil that is moist or wet but not frozen.
Do this so we can read this.
Okay.
Sorry, the website is not responsive, so it's like spans across the entire.
Yeah, where I have to be scrolling to be able to actually read
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so requires freezing air temperature, soil that is moist or wet but not frozen, and that a plant stem has not been previously frozen. I don't know why that makes a difference, but it does.
Yeah.
Practically speaking, a once per year event, although not all individuals produce frost flowers on the first day of good conditions. So it's super rare and random. Water in the plant stem is drawn upward by capillary action from the ground. It expands as it freezes and splits the stem vertically and freezes on contact with the air. As more water is drawn from the ground through the split, it exudes a paper-thin ice layer from the stem, sucking up the water, pushing it out, and freezing immediately. So the length of the split determines the frost flower if it is narrow or a wide ribbon of ice. It curls unpredictably as it's extruded, perhaps from unequal friction along the sides of the split, to form petals. These flowers, no two of which are alike, are fragile and only last until they sublimate or melt. So that is pretty
That's
neat.
pretty cool.
To find them, look for tall weeds, especially in locations that are seldom mowed. They seem to like the habitat as purple ironweed, blackberries, and wing stems.
Blackberries.
So there's some really cool photos, which I'm going to show you once I change this back.
Which I will gladly show you now.
Yes, I will gladly show you. Once I line it up. Yeah, they're fucking magical, dude. It's such a cool thing. I wish it was a more common thing, to be totally honest with you. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, that didn't help in any way. It just
didn't
popped up.
slide it over there. Just that way.
Why don't I just...
Because it's just gonna stay shitty.
Okay, you do this part. Show some photos. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's really neat that each one is so uniquely different just because of the way that it busts the stem.
Yeah. Yeah, so it just breaks the stem open? Oh, yeah. So it just, like, split the stem right here. And squished it out. Trippy, and it makes all these little ribbons. That's fun.
So weird.
Okay. What about this little guy?
Yeah, I was eyeballing that guy too. He looks really neat.
Oh,
Wow.
that's fun.
Dude.
Cool. So it just squeezes out and freezes as it comes out of the thing.
Yes. That is too freaking cool.
Those are super cool. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
good
look,
night,
you can-
Sarah.
Oh, good night, Sarah.
Sweet dreams. We love you.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out with us on our weather episode.
Yeah, and when we do extreme weather, we'll have you come and join us. That'd be great.
Cool.
I love it.
Oh, yeah, this is a good example of where the stem's just busted out. Right there, you can see it like broken in like
Yeah.
these multiple pieces. Cool. Wow. That is awesome.
That's really cool.
Okay. Those are good. These are taken in Kentucky.
Really?
Okay. Oh, this one's cool with its little like ribbon thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty. Look at it go.
That's so cool.
It's got almost like this flame shape to it. That's cool. But that's pretty. Look at that little ribbon. Oh, you're pretty. Look at you go.
That is such a cool random thing. I want to see that.
Yeah, it said blackberries was one of them, so maybe we can
did,
if we
yeah.
get cold enough, I guess.
We definitely have a lot of blackberries.
Yeah, I guess we don't really get too cold. Oh, look at that guy.
Jama, I mean, I hope so. It says it has to be moist soil, which we have. It has to be freezing air temperature outside, but it's so rare there has to be just like certain kind of conditions because I've never seen it. So it seems like one of those things that if you just don't happen to catch it at the right time, be melted by the time you wake up or something. I don't know. Ooh.
Well, it's like squeezing out of the leaves.
What?
Whoa.
That's cool.
Super cool. This is a different kind. Hoarfrost. This is hoarfrost.
I tried to look up hoarfrost, and then it was basically just like, it's just frost. And I was like, oh. But it
Yeah.
sounds fun because it's hoar.
Yeah.
Frost. It's
I
got to
like
be
what it
different.
does.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's not the same thing as the little flower things, but that's awesome. Either way about it. Looks good.
Funky.
Yeah. Those are awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see some of these. Okay.
So
Frost
cool.
flowers. Danger frost. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other kind of frost flowers that exist are sea ice frost flowers.
Sea ice.
Yes.
Okay.
They're found on young sea ice and thin lake ice in cold, calm conditions. So they're similar to the hoarfrost, but they're commonly seen in patches around 3 to 4 centimeters in diameter. So they're little patches, and they just look really fucking cool. Look at them come. Look at
So they just it's just frost that just like sprouts
yeah,
up like that.
it just happens to create this kind of awesome
Cool.
configuration.
Well, that's fun.
So it's
Neat.
different than the other ones, but that's a fun thing.
Oh, JMO, you've seen these?
Really?
Where did you see that?
Well, that's cool. Yeah, tell me, because that sounds awesome. Yeah, form on new sea ice on the open water.
Oh, in
where
Michigan.
the existing ice has been split open.
Oh.
So I guess any of the water that is coming up from those little spots, it ends up just like very quickly freezing, and causing this configuration. It's really neat. That's cool.
Yeah.
Michigan also has the ice tsunamis, which are fucking ridiculous and epic.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Cool. Frost flower, sea ice. Let's real quick. Since that was the last thing, let's just real quick look up the ice tsunamis.
Okay.
And then we're going to have snacks. Jana's snacks.
No, we're having snacks. Okay. Yours wasn't salt water, so maybe it was something different. Crystals are cool.
Nah, they are just cool.
Most of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, you better run. Filming this right now. This is about to suck balls for you. Wow. What the fuck?
Wow. That is intense. This is not what I want happening. Took out that sign. Wow.
Wow. That is nuts. And then watching it move inland, that's what I really wanted to see too. Because
yeah, where it's
there's
like
been
slowly like, you're just like, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Those arresting pictures of an ice wave in Minnesota rising up with such force, it's destroying everything in its path. And Sam, this is about some really, these temperature changes, right?
Yeah, because on one side of the country, the West, we've got 80s, 90s, and 100s today. On part of the country, we've got these cold wind chills, 20s, 30s, and 40s. And because this cold air has been sitting right here around the Great Lakes, temperatures like this, that feel like this, the ice hasn't had a chance to melt. So that ice, now picked up by winds in this pattern, is blowing on shore, and that's a problem for the folks on shore. Our Ginger Z is in Lake Mille Lacs, Minnesota, to show you what a problem that is. Good morning, Ginger.
Sam, this is wild. Look behind me. What looks like heaps of snow is not. It's actually ice, shards of ice. This is what happened when the ice started attacking. Come with me into this boathouse. It punctured right through the walls and into this and a dozen other structures.
Nikki, it's really pushing in.
It is a colossal blob of
Bring out your
ice
flamethrower.
coming right toward Darla Johnson's cottage. All she could do was hit record.
Michael, get away from it.
In less than 10 minutes, the ice that sounded like breaking glass
Cool.
broke glass in these homes, smashing right through the walls.
It just busted through a door over here.
The ice was pushed ashore by strong winds. Now look at the terrifying wave from above. At times, it climbed to 3 feet deep.
It's going right through their house.
It's called an ice heave, and it happened in Manitoba, Canada this weekend, too, where an incredible tsunami-like wave of ice destroyed a dozen two-story homes.
Bang, the ice came right through the living room here. He said, grab your purse, grab whatever you can, get the keys. We got to get out of here.
So you can see right back there, that is the lake, and all of that thin ice was pushed right up with those strong winds onto the shore. Now, their ice out, or when it melts, was about 2 to 3 weeks late, and that had a lot to do with why this happened.
Wow.
Damn, ain't that some shit?
That is some shit.
Damn.
I mean, at least it's slow enough moving where you can get out of the way or whatever, but you can't do anything to stop it. You
No,
just
it's
have
just
to watch it
smooshing into your house.
burst through your
Oh,
house.
Lord.
That's not good. Nobody likes that. Wow.
Oh, man, that was crazy.
Tsunami. Ice tsunami.
Ice tsunami. See ya.
Not good.
Started with some fire and ended with ice. Well, started with water, and then we went into fire. And now we
Okay.
ended with ice.
Water,
I
fire,
love
ice.
it.
Yeah.
That was great. That was super fun.
That's-
That's why you don't live in a waterfront
That's
cottage.
why.
It's
That's the
only
reason. Yeah.
Wow. Fun. That was a fun episode. I enjoyed that. I
It was a
enjoyed
fun
weird
episode.
weather. Did you guys like weird weather too?
I liked weird weather.
Did you like it?
I had fun with that.
Learned some stuff?
I did.
Good. We learned. And hopefully you guys learned too.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I don't know if we scared Chid this time. We've scared Chid in the past. We might have
Yeah.
scared Chid off.
Chid dipped out. He couldn't handle it. I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird. It was pretty weird.
That's true.
What was
Toast, I'm
your-
so glad you came in. I'm
Me
glad you came to hang
too.
out with us.
I know, it's so nice
Always a pleasure.
to see you pop up. And actually, I saw Chris and Roxy made a post where they're looking for people to help them find venues, and they brought up Toronto. And you should hit them up if you have any ideas of bands for them to play with or venues that are cool for them to
If
play
you
with.
know of any spots through there.
Yeah, you should,
I know
should
you're
let
not
them know.
in the middle of it, but close enough. Maybe you got ideas.
Yep. Or I don't even remember which region, but I think I know you're in Canada somewhere in that region.
You're in that circle.
Don't know
of
where.
Canada.
But they need help. So if you know of anywhere in that region, they said Winnipeg too. They're going through Winnipeg. They need help over there. There was another place I never heard of. So I don't know. Canadian. They need Canadian help.
Princess. Yeah, from Florida to Michigan and all the weather in between, like Sri Lanka.
Yes. Oh, awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thanks. Thank you so much. It's so fun.
Yeah, that
Weird
was
weather phenomenon. Nailed
That
it.
was a good one.
Yeah.
For sure.
My hair's
Yeah,
going a little crazy.
We might have to do more weather. We might have to do weather part 2 because there's trippy things, phenomenons. Like what's the weird ice phenomena where it like grows in like those sheets and it gets real big, and they have fears of one of the reasons that we haven't just sent a probe to land on.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
On
yeah. They're like
is it-
hoodoos essentially, but
is it
they're
like
ice.
Europa. I think it's Europa, but it's like this weird ice growth that happens here on Earth. It happens like fairly smaller structures, you know, like whatever, but they grow very weird, and they worry that on, I think it's Europa, that they're giant, and that it's just like these huge like ice sheets just sticking up like that because of the weather conditions. So that's one of the reasons that we haven't just sent a probe to go land and check it out over there. It's because they don't think the terrain would actually be landable everywhere.
That's
Which I
fair.
thought was really interesting. But it's a weird phenomenon that happens. A lot of it's like desert, isn't it? Like super cold desert regions. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I
But
don't know.
looking at the ice, the frost flowers is what made me think about it. But there's that, and there's like
Well,
one-
don't blow the load if we're gonna do the
Yeah,
thing on
there's
it. We don't
things.
want to just talk about it and
Yeah.
then like have to do a whole episode where we're gonna talk
I don't
about
know.
it. Then.
But I mean, that really didn't say anything. There's ice things that happen. I know that just ruined everything for you.
But you're like,
guys.
but then this other one, like you gotta
Yeah,
keep
there's
something.
other ones. There's other ones.
Secrets, not secrets, but intriguing.
Oh,
Trying to intrigue.
sorry, I blew the intrigue. Now none of you guys care anymore.
No, I think with the ice sheets, that's intriguing. But
Mhm.
let's leave it as a teaser.
That's the teaser.
That's the teaser.
Yeah.
More weird shit.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's mystery. You gotta leave it in a mystery.
Yep.
It's
Jane was like,
it's still a mystery because I can't even remember what it's called. So it's a big mystery right now. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh yeah, plane test. You're more towards Montreal. Okay, I knew it was somewhere in
Mm.
that region, but I don't know. Hit those guys up. They need a hand.
We just knew
Those
not
guys.
Vancouver.
Yes, other coast.
Other side.
Cool. Well, yeah, we're gonna go eat some snacks.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. I ate as many Pockies as I could possibly eat, so it tied me over. So I'm gonna eat not Pockies. It's gonna be great. But I am so happy that all you guys were here
Yeah.
and that you enjoyed our show tonight. And we will be coming at you from Eugene, Oregon on Monday with a guest, with a mystery guest. So that's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. Awesome. Well, you guys have a very good evening.
Oh, Pacific Plankton is going.
Oh, shut up. Really?
I
I was
haven't
going to say
seen-
we'll just call it, but no, if it's Pacific Plankton, we got to go check out
I
the
haven't
Plankton.
seen them on in a long time.
Let's do it.
We should definitely go raid Pacific Plankton.
Okay, everybody hang tight. We're raiding Pacific Plankton where they have microscopes and they're looking at all this cool plankton. And it's fucking
Let me make sure
sweet.
that's what they're doing. Sometimes they do weird things.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah, give it a little.
But generally,
little
she's
peek
just
over.
got her microscope up, and we're looking at weird things that she finds in her water samples.
Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, we're microscoping.
We're microscoping.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really neat. If you guys want to see some
Super
like
cool.
cool microscopic stuff, definitely check it out. And also, happy Mother's Day to the moms out there. Princess, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
And to any other moms that might be listening, happy Mother's Day to you guys. I hope it is a good, solid day for you guys.
I hope so.
Hope people treat you nice and get some snacks or whatever, treats. But cool. Yeah, we're going to go raid Pacific Plankton.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Be prepared for some mellow science. That's just pretty. Cool.
Sweet. All right. Well.
But everyone have a great evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you for hanging out.
See you again soon. If any of the new folks are in there listening, thank you for coming, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Thanks to our raiders, if we had them.
Yeah.
Still here. If they're still here.
Yes. All right, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.